Welcome to Backstage Community Forum. This is Scott H., and I am here with my good friend, Mr. Tom Croxton.
Greetings.
Tom is a drummer. He's been in a ton of different bands.
Yep.
Yeah. How you doing, Tom?
Doing all right. How are you?
Good. You recently went through quadruple bypass surgery.
Yeah.
We did a short video on that you could catch to kind of talk more about his story with that. If you want to look at that, it'll be on this channel. And you're on the mend.
Yeah.
You're out of it.
Six weeks out. I got 6 weeks more to go.
Well, yeah. It'll probably be a longer process
for
than that.
But yeah, the hand is numb. We'll have to get that sorted.
Okay.
The harvest site. So.
And so Tom is a drummer. I'm sure that if you've ever been out at any nightclub or a governor's like.
So it's funny. Since 1986, when I moved here from Illinois, I have not been I haven't not been in a band. It's overlapped.
You have been in a band ever since
86. No breaks.
Really?
No breaks.
Wow. That's pretty incredible, man.
They'd overlap through the years. So
wow, that's wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. That's a lot of moving of drums.
31 albums to date.
What? Really?
31 albums. Yeah,
that's crazy.
3 DVDs. Major label with Thor.
Yeah.
Small town boy from 940 people.
And that's in Illinois.
Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of mentioned Thor a little bit now. Of the projects when you had to go in for the surgery, what were the projects that you had going on at that point in time?
That's current. So Domidium obviously is my baby. I love Domidium.
And that's a band we did an interview with them early on in the channel that you can check out. And that's Matt Hamilton.
Yeah,
that's
Micah Devereaux, Alan Snow, and Brian Holtzkamp.
And Brian, from Gone Irate,
and
Stone Soup. Old bands from the metal days, and we used to basically when you were in Acheron. Yeah. So
Josh Kellerman sent him our way, and we're very happy to have him. He's awesome.
He's great. The more I learn about that guy, the more impressed I am, because
so
State
good.
of Mind had mentioned a lot about him too.
Yeah.
About his artistic ability and stuff, and I know he's a phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah.
And I had Ted Heineshevitz on the channel, and he talked about Brian, and his basically one day decided he just liked Soul Asylum, and so they did kind of a Soul Asylum type thing.
You told me that story. It's
and then Dave Perner came over to their practice and jammed with them, and then they opened up for him. It's like, wow, okay, way to jump in like that. But
for sure.
But you're also doing a band called Thor.
Yeah, Thor is the Canadian band from the 70s.
Okay. What is that? What's Thor all about?
Well, it's he dresses in armor. We look like I tried to make us look like Viking warriors. We're okay. It's been around since 73, so we are not the originals.
Okay.
By any means, but at this point I did 2, 3. I'm on 4 Thor albums at this time.
Oh, okay.
Cleopatra Deadline Records.
Okay.
So label mates with Quiet Riot.
Really?
Motorhead was on it. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Who's in that band right now?
He has he put out a cover album recently.
Okay.
Which is with old members. We're not on that one, but.
But as far as your touring band and
the one that I'm involved with, it's me, Matt Hamilton again.
Okay.
Matt's in all 3 bands I'm in.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. Ted Jedlicki on bass.
All right.
It's supposed to be John Leibel, but John had a kid, and he I haven't jammed with him on stage in a while.
Okay.
And then, of course, our Matt McNally was one that was in for a while. He got domesticated too. From he's around for a long time. Rising Fall was his band back in the day.
Okay.
And then the Mighty Thor.
Gotcha. And you've toured with those guys quite extensively.
I did.
You went to different countries or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. One of them we played in Finland at the South Park Festival.
Oh.
And it had nothing to do with the band. It's literally that's the name of the park.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, but it was 40,000 people.
Jesus, in Finland.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which loves metal. It was huge.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that northern. Yeah.
Ghost, Halloween, and Accept were on the bill.
Really?
And we were main stage. So
Udo Accept, or is it the other guy?
It's
singing?
Mark Tornella.
Mark Tornella. Okay. Gotcha.
But still Wolf Hoffman and Peter Belts at the time.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yep.
Wow. You've been to other countries too, or?
I've been to 12 countries to date.
With just Thor?
No, Impaler went over in 2008.
Okay, we're going to get to Impaler in a second.
Yeah.
Just hold on. Tom has a lot of story here.
Yeah.
And I think that everybody knows you as just such a nice guy and very humble. And everybody speaks high volumes and high praise of you.
You know, I got to return the favor because you guys are amazing. The love I got with going through all of this, the medical stuff, the outpouring of, it was just overwhelming, but awesome.
Yeah, we had a great group of guys in our fraternity, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was kind of like our college years, really, if you think about it, you know, with you and Acheron and I was doing Animosity, the guys from Soylent Green and Death Rider and Disturbed and the Coup de Grace and Insidious Prophets and even into Morticia and Impaler at that time. And yeah, we had a good group of folks.
Yeah.
We really did.
We had Sean from Soylent Green in Acheron.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sean Flynn. He
Flynn.
Passed away, was it 2 years ago now?
2 years, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a horrible loss.
Yes, very much.
I really
so.
wanted to see him.
He did make it out to the last Mirage reunion that we did at Neeson's, and that was in 2016. And he was in the wheelchair at that point in time, but he was front and center, and then he was outside reeling stories with everybody, you know, and that was a really good time that we got to hang out and talk with him. So
he and I would talk for hours and just crazy shit. It was awesome.
he can talk, he can go.
His mind is on fire all the time.
But he's such a humble, nice guy.
He's great.
Too.
Yeah, he's great.
Everybody's so humble, except for me. I am just not. Yeah, I'm humble.
He insisted in the band we called him Dweebus Weirdhog. So yeah, he's always going to be Dweebus to me.
Oh gosh, yeah. And so you have Domidium, you have Thor. And you said that you have another band that you're working with Matt Hamilton on.
Yeah, Gallowglass Scourge, and Alan Snow is in it too.
And what's that all about?
So it's melodic death metal, something I hadn't tried before.
Okay.
And, you know, Matt's a huge fan. Like I do too, but I mean, he's way into like Amorphous.
Okay, yeah, he mentioned that on the video.
Where I'm a thrash guy, but I do like. I think Amorphous is amazing.
Yeah.
Insomnium, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So we did our kind of take on that.
All right.
And we did one album called Silence.
So you've already recorded with this band?
Oh yeah, that album's released. And then before this happened, I finished drum tracks for the second album.
Oh really?
So Matt's done with his part, and he sent it over to Alan to do his bass part, and then we have Jaden Adair on vocals, which I can't wait to see what he's gonna do.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. So you're on 31 released albums. Wow,
32 and 33 coming up because Domidium's got a lot of stuff.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. So Tom has a rich history. You hear that it's there's so many layers and levels.
I'm looking. Ogres are like onions. I'm an onion.
And so, when did you start hitting things?
Well, my sister will say two. I was hitting pots and pans and stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Annoying my poor parents because we lived in a small house then.
Spreading your art,
right?
Sharing your art.
By second grade, it was the Christmas thing, you know.
And you got the drum set for Christmas?
I did. No, I mean, it was like the school thing where the kids go up and sing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I wasn't a singer. I didn't like to do it.
Yeah.
But they passed the drum around and tried to figure out who's going to be the little drummer boy.
Oh.
I was the only one that could keep a beat.
Wow. So you were the little drummer boy.
So I was the little drummer boy for the Christmas pageant.
Wow. And that was in Illinois. You mentioned briefly that you were from Illinois. You said small town in Illinois?
Yeah, I grew up in Viola, Illinois, right outside of the Quad Cities.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said 900 people or something like that?
940 currently, yeah. Yeah, you walk.
Once the cow dies, it's 939.
Right.
So,
yeah, I lived there till I was 19.
Okay.
And then moved here.
Yep.
To try to get a band going. I couldn't get anything there. My brother, he was in my original band, Voyager.
Okay.
There's another band for you.
Voyager, all right.
He went into the service in 84. So it was me and him. Okay. And as soon as he was gone, kind of, I didn't know what to do. I wanted to be in a band, but there was nothing. Nobody played in my town.
Okay, yeah.
Didn't have a car yet. So I had the chance to come up to, I tried Iowa City.
Okay, all
right.
And
looked at some bands there.
Ritual of Agony, Atomic Opera.
They weren't around then, at least for me. And then I had the chance to come up here.
Okay.
So I did that, and remember Torps?
The drum shop.
Yeah.
Well, of course, with Dave Yeager and Todd, right?
Oh,
that's Thompson's.
That's Thompson's. This is Torps.
That's St. Paul.
There was one in St. Paul where I don't know the St. Paul one that well.
Yeah.
But the one that was on 3rd Street in the warehouse district.
Oh, okay. All right.
And,
I remember the name. I wasn't a drummer. I remember Thompson's because of going over to talk to Dave Yeager and talking to Todd. And you know, because you'd always have to fill a little time after you went to Northern Lights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before you head over to the
hung out
entry.
with those dudes a lot there.
Yeah.
But at Torps, I put up an ad.
Yeah.
With I'll send you that picture.
Oh, you put up an ad?
Ridiculous. Yeah, I wrote an ad up, and that's what started the first band, which was Acheron with Wade Laszlo.
So your first band here, was that your first band?
Yeah.
Holy
first
crap.
Band here.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, your first band here.
Yeah.
You were in bands prior to here?
Well, that's Voyager.
With your brother.
Yeah.
Okay. But your first did you play out as Voyager? We
did a close-up trip dance. My first gig was November 20th, 1981.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
What were you playing then, just out of curiosity?
I used the kit from Jazz Band. It wasn't even my own kit.
So it was tuned and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, nice cymbals. Yeah.
Yep. That's great.
And it was like for the close-up trip dance.
Oh.
We played all covers, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was you and your brother.
Yep.
Okay.
And some other friends, yeah.
Okay. And then you came here, and then your first band was Acheron. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's a jump. That's a jump both feet forward, man.
It is.
That is a huge jump because you guys were playing to enormous crowds. I mean, who did you open for that was just like, it was just elbow to elbow at?
Savatage.
Was it Savatage? Just crazy. And that was at Mirage, right?
Yep.
Jesus, because there's a video of that online, isn't there? It's just
we could play main room. I'd go over and talk to him, like, is there any Saturdays available? And she'd look, you know. What's her name? Darlene?
Darlene was Mirage.
Yeah, Darlene.
Okay, yeah.
So, we did so good there. She'd just go, well, I got this Saturday and this Saturday. Okay, I want that one.
Nice.
Okay, and she'd write us on.
She just write it down. Yeah,
and that
great. That connection came from Dave Yeager as well.
Initially,
right? Yeah. Dave was the guy that introduced me to Darlene from Mirage, to Pat from the
Ryan's.
No, Caboose.
Oh, Caboose. Okay.
And then Jake Wisely. A lot of people. He was just really good at just putting people together. Dave did a great job.
He did. Dave was very.
I don't think he gets nearly as much credit as.
Thank you, Dave.
Should.
You're awesome.
If I see you, Dave, I'm gonna kiss your feet. Well, depends, because I would have a hard time getting back up. So I will. I'll definitely say thank you. I know that everybody in this town owes him a great thank you for not only putting us together with the clubs, but just being just a cheerleader for all these bands. Just a great guy, and he did it for so many years and never asked for anything, and never, maybe a ride home from Mirage or something, but that'd be about it. He was just a great guy.
The last time I saw him was Sean Flynn's Celebration of Life. He was there.
Okay.
And it was good to see him. It had been a long time.
Yeah.
And I drove him home, of course.
Of course,
I don't think he likes to drive. So.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Last time I saw him was at Earl's memorial show.
Oh, that's
where
way
Missing
back,
Man found. Yeah, I was not in a good way there.
That was rough.
Yeah. I was also drinking at that time.
Were you?
Yeah. Barely, but still enough. So describe Acheron to us. So you come up here. So you're Illinois boy, small town.
Yeah.
You got the overalls on, and you got the straw hat. And you come fumbling into Torps.
It wasn't quite that. I was out of place always. I grew my hair right up. My parents wouldn't let me grow it until I graduated.
Okay.
So as soon as I did, I went for that. So
yeah,
I'd go to malls and you'd hear the ladies scream and dishes break in the distance. Nobody knew what to do with me. So yeah, I was out of place from the word go, really.
Yeah.
So came up here and it was great.
Yeah.
So when Acheron started with Wade, we had Andy Cummings, remember him? Deranged. And
yes. Because he played with Earl before Jimmy even.
Right.
Right? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yep. Andy Cummings. It was Pat McVeigh, who is also, he was in, what's all the names? Aryan Beast, I remember.
I probably, it's one of those people I'd probably know if I saw
Yeah.
him, I mean, because we're all incestual at this point in time.
Right. So we did an album.
Who else was in the band?
Well, it changed. By the time there was quite a few members through that band through 10 years.
Oh, because you had Shane Hallstrom, you had
Shane Hallstrom, yeah.
And Sean Flynn. Those were your two singers. Did you have any other?
So the first one was, Andy was the first one. We did a demo with him.
Okay.
And then he moved on. He wanted to do something else.
Okay.
We were kind of like, people called us Thrash Sabbath, which was cool.
I can see it.
It was, yeah. So the album we did first was Mark Belial on bass.
Okay.
Who I'm still friends with today, which is awesome. And Wade. And we had Bart Smith on vocals. And we did an album called Prophecies Unholy.
All right.
Not what people knew Acheron for, really, by the time. Our first show was Fernando's with Raw Meat.
Fernando's!
Yep.
Raw Meat?
Yeah.
That was, that's Mike Clark.
Yep.
And Keith, right? From
Vengeance. Ben Vengeance, yep.
And then, I don't know who was the drummer of that band.
Oh,
God.
I couldn't tell you.
You know what? If we thought about it, we probably could.
Probably could, yeah.
But just coming off the top of the head, I can't remember. But yeah, I remember Keith from Ben Vengeance. I remember the Mauler.
I was going to say he went by the Mauler.
Mike Clark, yeah. He does karaoke still.
I know.
He's a DJ guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll have to check one of those out one of these days. It'd be good to see him.
I don't do good at karaoke because everybody expects me to get up and sing, and I won't. I was just like, no. So, so you had a number of, you had Sean Flynn as a singer, you had Shane Hallstrom as a singer. I want to say Chris DeVore.
We were looking at him after Sean couldn't do it, but I should do it in order.
Let's
after Prophecies Unholy.
Yeah.
We had, there was subtle changes.
Okay.
With Wade, I don't know, we were kind of what the band was doing. We're getting more technical. We're getting away from, Wade's really good. I'm not ripping on him.
Yeah.
But he has his way of doing things. And Mark Belial, who we moved to guitar, had his way of doing things. And it was getting more technical, more proggy.
Gotcha.
And we had Travis Winslow, who's the son of Del Winslow from the Trashmen.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
He was really good. And then Shane Hallstrom came in.
Yeah.
And we did that for a while. We played the Toys for Tots festival at the Met Center.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So,
but let's kind of pause it. Shane, real quick. How many records did you put out at that?
We didn't actually record with Shane.
Okay, all right. But you did the demo prior to Shane.
Yeah, and we did the first album prior to Shane.
And then you did Shane for a while, and then you... Okay.
Yeah.
So Shane went his own way.
Yep.
And then you guys got... Did you get Sean Flynn right away?
Then, we got Terrace first.
Terrace was singing. Was he playing bass?
Terrace was playing bass. And...
okay.
And
Terrace Dinkovich.
Yeah. And Terrace goes, well, I know the singer from Silent Green. I'm like, oh, great. He came over, we jammed, and he had that poker face. You couldn't tell whether he liked it or not. Like,
oh, yeah.
I don't think he enjoyed it, but he joined. So, okay, great.
Yeah. Well, Sean, anybody who knew Sean was, his voice was on a different level.
It is.
The guy could sing. He could sing the newspaper to you, and it would be amazing in any way that he wanted to do it.
Oh my God!
The guy could sing. I seen him do Cro-Mags. He was, you know what I mean. He was playing with originally in Death Rider, and then he went to Soylent Green, and then he ended up with Acheron with you guys. He eventually succumbed to his MS, so which is really sad, and it's only been 2 years. But great guy, super great guy. But he's. Boy, what a voice! And so then once Sean joins, so you got so now
we have
91,
Sean.
90.
We have Sean, and then the guitar team of Eric Coker and Scott Dvorak came in, and holy shit, it's like the match struck, and because the thrash guy and me was super happy. Yeah, they were kind of like an Annihilator, Vicious Rumors.
Oh, really? The Canadian band Annihilator?
Yeah.
All right. Alice in Hell.
We had they're just killer guitar players. Yeah. And we've recorded an album called Prophecies, or The Pain Dominion. Prophecies was the first one. The Pain Dominion, which we did the 30th anniversary, right? We had it repressed on CD. It's been out of print for years. And we found an old 2-inch tape, which had a song called Shadow Panic.
Really?
That was lost for 30 years.
The 2-inch, so like 24 track.
Yeah.
Analog.
We did it at Blackberry Way Studios.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even. Who did you find somebody to convert that?
We went over to Adam Tucker at Signature Tone.
Okay.
Had the 2-inch tape because I went in there to. I've done so many albums over there with him.
Yeah. Okay.
And just one day I looked over and there's a 2-inch tape machine. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we're planning the 30th anniversary, and he was able to convert it, and he made it sound like it was brand new with the other songs.
Oh, you mean he was able to parallel it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so that lost track, and we were so excited to play it for Sean, and we didn't make it.
Oh, because he passed.
He passed before it got there.
He can hear it. He's paying attention.
Still talking because I got one thing. Can I throw it in?
Yeah, you do it.
He also got honors from his teacher and his band teacher, and said he put Tom's picture up and said if everybody would concentrate on their music, they would be in the same place. So he got great honors from his band teacher.
In 1984, too.
Tom is a humble guy. Tom is a very humble guy. He won't tell you. But you won a jazz award?
An AJE Jazz Award in Farmington, Illinois. I won a drum solo award.
Really? That's super cool.
Yeah.
And that was when you were in high school still?
Yeah, in 1984.
84. Same year that Van Halen put out Jump. Yeah.
Well, that.
Judas Priest.
Judas Priest Defenders.
Oh, God, it was.
I'm kind of a fan.
Sorry, I don't usually interrupt.
All right, shut up over there. I'm kidding, sis.
That's Tom's sister.
So after
so you're in Acheron now.
Acheron show, we played the Mirage, and this one show, which there's 2 parts on YouTube right now. He come up afterward and says, "I don't feel the left side of my body." Like,
and that was Sean.
That's Sean.
Okay.
And he went and got it checked out, and that's when he found out he had MS, and that was his last show.
Really? Was that the one where he was kneeling down a little bit because he said he wasn't feeling good? He was doing some of the stuff where he was on one knee.
Yeah.
And you never see, because Sean was always all over the place.
But his voice?
Yeah, his voice didn't miss.
His voice didn't miss anything. He could knock you down with that voice.
He was just such an amazing guy.
So
amazing singer.
He had to leave the band at that point, and we were, he was our buddy. We did that awesome album, and so we ended up trying it again. And we got Tim Nichols on vocals. He was in the local band Aftershock afterward.
Okay.
I don't know what he's doing now. He kind of faded into oblivion.
Yeah.
He doesn't answer his Facebook or anything.
Yeah.
But he was our singer. And then Eric Coker left, the guy on guitar, and we got Troy Peoples.
Okay.
So he's a really good guitar player too. We wrote a lot of stuff. We have a lost third album.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you mean lost?
It's not finished. It's music, I think we're going to call it Dark Room Image.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, I can listen to it. It's on my iPod, but there's no vocal. It's just me, Scott Dvorak, and Troy Peoples. Not Troy, Terrace.
Terrace Dinkovich.
Yeah, Terrace, or Troy at that point had quit.
Okay.
He just his daughter was born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So he moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys got to play some good shows. And you played with Toys for Tots at the Met Center?
At the Met Center, yeah.
Jesus Christ. And I know about the Mirage shows.
Did shows with some big bands. Sabotage was one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people were saying, I'm not saying it. It's not my words. People were telling us that we kicked Savage's ass.
I'm just going to clip out to the point where it just starts with you saying, we kick Sabotage.
I know you will.
I won't do that to Tom. Tom's too nice.
We kicked Savage's ass. Oliver Magnum, they were great.
Oh, Oliver Magnum. I remember those guys too.
Last Crack, of course.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Butto
is amazing.
Yeah.
He really is. The whole band.
White Fear Chain, are you familiar with them?
I remember, yeah.
It was when Realm and Last Crack merged.
Oh,
what a band! Yeah,
really, Realm. That was one of Dave Yeager's big poster boys. I
loved Realm too.
Yeah, I did too. I actually had a Realm T-shirt, and everything that I did, I had the Realm T-shirt. I just red on white.
Nice.
So even we did an interview with Earl for the first, our first tape that we were putting out. And it's like, what are these guys wearing? Because it was like, oh, he's got a Realm T-shirt over there, and it's like. I see pictures of me from that time still wearing the Realm T-shirt.
Yeah,
I just didn't take it off, man. It was a great band. Didn't they do Eleanor Rigby, didn't they?
They did on Endless War, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's awesome. Version 2.
Yeah.
That's what got him a lot of attention. Roadrunner,
Yeah. Yeah. And he couldn't stop looking at Butto. He was just crazy all over the place.
And the Last Crack stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So, you're in Acheron. You got your Sean's said see ya.
Yeah, we did a couple more shows. We played the Caboose and a couple Mirage shows.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the band fell apart.
Okay.
As
they do.
Yeah. 10 years in.
Anything to do with that noise that came from Seattle?
No. We held our own.
Yeah.
Through all of that, so I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
Our last show was in Chicago, New Year's Eve. 95 going into 96.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the only time that you played outside of the area?
No, we did a couple. Well, there's Decker shows where we'd be out of town.
Okay.
Played Harry Mary's.
In Iowa?
Yeah.
Okay.
The original one with the motorcycle hanging above your head.
And all the headlights?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Harry Mary's. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And roughly about that time, you did Tomstock, right?
Comstock, yeah, the Rutabaga Festival.
I call it Tomstock.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was at Olivia's.
That was Olivia Conklin, yeah.
In Cumberland, Wisconsin.
Yep.
So, all right. So, very few people have memories of this time. Mike Clark, I remember holding a bottle upside down into his mouth as they're playing in the just chugging. There was a lot. So basically, Olivia had a farm.
Yeah, her parents did.
Her parents had a farm, and you organized two different festivals out there.
So when Porcelain God did it with Mike,
that
was after the fact because this was we had Style Monkeys and.
Oh wow! Okay, so what was the first one like then? Was it outdoors?
It was in that barn.
Okay, so it was in the barn.
And I took that gigantic Ludwig kit and set it up in there, and warmed up, and it sounded good. but immediately I got stung in the armpit by a bee. Yeah, bats flew everywhere. It was great.
And that kind of hits the timeline, right? That's about Acheron time, wasn't it?
That was still Sean.
Yeah, it was still Sean singing in Acheron.
Yeah.
So who was on that first? Because I do have some pictures, and there's some video.
Oh my God.
So you said
I don't know if
Style
it was-
Monkeys. Was Psycho Head on that
Psycho
one?
Head was on one, but they might have been sucked by then. I'm not sure.
No, it was Joe, and it was Joe Churchich. So, but he was in Suck too. That's right.
Yeah, he was. Sad Acid Scene.
But Snafu did one.
Yeah.
And that was the same one that Strap was on.
Okay.
And I believe that Sanctus was on.
Okay, that might have been. God, it's too long. I can't remember.
But you had a ton of people, and so basically it was just a free for all, fun time for all, outside playing. They did have the barn. We did the outside thing. I got a picture I can throw up of that. And yeah, it was just a great time. God, I don't even know. I mean, any idea on what attendance was for that thing?
Oh, I don't know, but it was cool. I mean, just throwing it together, thinking it would be a fun party. It was a great party.
Yeah. It was amazing. It's like, I don't know how we got so many people out there. But, well, I suppose you had like 10, 12 bands on each one. Acheron played, obviously. So Sanctus, Strap with Eden Taylor, who ended up in All the Pretty Hearses, and in Ace Medeva with Earl.
Yeah.
Did No Man's Land play on that?
Oh my God, it's so hazy. Might have been Zulfa Trip at the time.
That's right. Well, one of the two. I think there was a band similar. I can't remember exactly.
Seems like, I don't know. Do you know if she switched to drums?
Kathy did.
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. We just became Facebook friends this week after.
So yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. If I went to the show, she'd be mad at me. Like, don't come to my shows. Like, why? It's an art form, not a sport. I'm not here to judge. Like, oh, I'm better than you. She was great.
Oh, because
she did great. I don't know what her deal was.
She's playing drums now?
I don't know. That's been a while. I don't know if she even plays. I hope she does. She was really good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And made a name for herself too.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of. I mean, I have such hazy memories because that was during a heavy drinking time for me, and
Me too.
And I remember we played with Bryce when we still had Bryce as our bass player, so that was pre-Rick even. And it was I don't remember, it was Porcelain Guy. I remember Sanctus. I remember Strap.
Terrace and Bryce. I don't know. Terrace just annoyed the hell out of him.
Out of Bryce?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Bryce ended up. Yeah. Anyways, he ended up in Olivia's house. And the next morning came out and he slept in the house. It's
oh,
like,
really?
How did you get to sleep in the house? I'm sleeping in a Hyundai.
I slept in my car and I'm friends with her.
Oh, the funniest from that though was Lee from Snafu, Lee Sade, had a pup tent. You know those little orange pup tents?
Yeah.
Both poles had fallen down and there was some rain. So I got up in the morning to take a leak. And I walk past, and I can see the perfect formation of Lee's body inside this tent. Yeah. But those are good times. And that was around the Acheron time, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're... Okay, go ahead.
Funny thing about Olivia is I went to the Overkill show at the Mirage.
Okay.
It was the Horoscope tour, right?
All right.
And... Olivia
Who was opening on that one? Do you remember?
Oh crap!
Was
maybe Propane?
Okay. Was Sanctus on that one?
No,
or they weren't.
They were on one of them, just not that one.
Not that one. Okay.
I don't know. I do remember like Propane or something like that on there.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But anyway, these two girls are getting smashed in the pit, and I said, "Stand in front of me, and I'll keep an eye out for you." And that was Olivia Conklin and Becky, her friend Becky.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, that's how I connected with her, which connected us, to Rutabagalooza.
How many of us ended up with friends that came out of that pit? You know what I mean?
Yep.
That was a very good thing. Wow. And so that was at the Overkill show.
Yep, that's where I met him.
That's awesome. Then you set those up. That was fun. I know that a lot of people were going to have some good foggy memories of those shows. Driving up Highway 8. Yeah. So So where are we at then? Where's your playing at? We've done the Comstock thing.
Yeah.
And Acheron has it folded. Is that after Sean it folded, or you did?
We
you
did Tim
do
Nichols. We hung on for a little bit.
Well, and Terrace does have a great voice too.
He does.
I think Terrace might. Be able to carry that. I don't know. You think
the third album? We talked about it. Just it's never been
okay.
We concentrated on the remaster of Pain Dominion.
Gotcha.
Which is available and it sounds awesome, by the
way. Promote it. What is it?
The Pain Dominion.
The Pain Dominion.
And you can get it from us. I mean, if you're local, they'll drop it off even.
Bring it over once.
Yeah.
At least 6 weeks from now.
Yeah, not quite ready.
So, we'll go through like where you can find all your stuff and what you can find at the very end, and we'll just do it. Or maybe should we do it now?
Cheapos. You can get Domidium and Galoglass at Cheapos.
Okay. And that's on CD.
Yeah, Impaler.
Okay.
Is there? Thor is there. I know there's more.
Well, Acheron and
Acheron, we still got to get it there. It's not there yet because there's the Florida band that stole our name.
Oh, okay.
So there's a little bit. Yeah, there's already an Acheron slot in. So it's imposters. We had it 5 years beforehand. So, yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can get it from us for now.
You can be the Acherons.
Yeah, the Acherons. We thought about doing the parentheses MN.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, you could throw an ink on the end, Acheron ink, like we did with Animosity.
Or just flip the name and the title around, and we're the Pain Dominion. This is our album called Acheron.
Oh yeah, that's what Pavlov's dog's conditioned response did too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's funny. So we're probably hitting about 96 now.
Yeah.
So we still got 30 years to go, Tom.
Oh jeez. So the original Acheron.
Yep.
After the band broke up, Acheron, I was going to be done with music. I was very dissatisfied. You know, my baby just fell apart. You know.
Yeah.
And I was going to call it quits, and Wade Laszlo called and said his drummer, John Bono, that's not Bonham. Bono, Ryan, Ryan, that's what it was. He had left the band, and they had shows to fill. So, okay, well, yeah, I'll come in and fill in. And ended up being in that band for quite a while. 3 albums. We did As Below, So Above, and Ash Wednesday. As Below, So Above was 2 albums. It was Trinity and oh my God, I'm getting old. Nightshade and Trinity.
Okay, you got to remember your own albums. That's a key.
And
you might not be able to afford them when they get online, but
right.
Yeah.
And you know, if people, you took to it, we had a lot of friends and played Mirage a lot. Ryan's Corner. We didn't really do much road stuff.
And what was the name of that band again?
The Unholy.
The Unholy. Okay. And that was a continuation. Of a band that had been playing. They played Mirage. They played Ryan's, I guess, at the time, and a few different places. You'd see their name a lot. I think we actually probably even did a show at one point in time with them. Yeah, one of those multi-band Mirage things. So, and
then I worked at Ticketmaster, and I had.
What do you mean you worked at Ticketmaster?
I was corporate. I worked at ticket processing. I actually made the tickets and mailed them.
Okay, all right.
Worked in event creation, where I set up like First Avenue and places like that were my clients.
Okay.
And somehow I got Kiss tickets for the reunion. Psycho Circus, yeah.
Okay.
And I ran into Eric Mitchell, who was, great friend. Miss him. He passed away from cancer.
I gotcha.
He was the bass player of Impaler.
Yeah.
I told him, we're going to go to the Des Moines show not Des Moines, Cedar Rapids. And he couldn't go, but we had Tad Romling, who ended up being Crepitus, a singer.
Okay.
He invited Brad, and as soon as he said Brad, like, invite Bill Lindsay. Bill loves Kiss.
Oh yeah.
And while we're there, on the drive,
which is about 2.5 hours.
It's
Maybe
farther than that. It's almost.
Well, because I did the Waterloo drive, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that's about I'd say it's 5 hours really.
You guys are driving slow. You got to get in the car with me.
No, that's not. Oh, okay, whatever. It's not close, and found. We're talking, and then they had.
So you're in the car. You're with Bill.
Yeah.
And who's one
Brad.
of the nicest people ever to walk the face of the earth.
Bill's great. Yeah.
And Brad, the guitar player.
Yeah.
Eric isn't there.
Yeah.
So it's you and.
It's Tad Romeling.
And Tad. Okay.
Brad, Bill Lindsay, and myself, and my brother and sister-in-law, Dave and Shelley.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we're in a Dodge Durango, I think.
Yeah.
And went into the show, and while we're going there, I heard Mike Robertson was from Quincy Punks.
Okay.
Was their drummer at the time. Like, really? I didn't know, because I had no idea that they had lost their previous drummer. So he did Wake Up Screaming, or not Wake Up Screaming. He did Undead Things and It Won't Die. And he ended going to Seattle. And then they had Mike come in from Quincy Punks.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, wow, I wish I knew you were auditioning drummers, because I would have liked to try it out. And they looked at each other because, we played with them a few times. Unholy did. And next thing you know, Mike's gone and I'm in. So.
Whoa, wow.
Sorry, Mike.
Wow. And that would have been what, 97, 98?
99, I'd say.
99, okay.
And I was in the band for 18
And that's
years.
Impaler.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And
Combat Records fame, yeah.
So they weren't on Combat at that point?
No, we were on Earl's label.
Okay. The Root of All Evil?
Yeah. So.
Very cool. I thought I was wearing the shirt. I'm not wearing the shirt.
I went through, while I was in the band, there was reissues that were on Century Media. And
okay.
Yeah, I think they're now on Old Cemetery. Sounds right. But I was in the band for a long time. I got to do some amazing stuff. My first show was March Metal Meltdown in Asbury Park, Pennsylvania.
What?
And, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I turned over the drum kit to Primal Fear.
Wow.
So imagine that.
Wow.
And Iced Earth, and oh my God, there was
what?
Opeth. Just this huge, awesome lineup.
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse.
What?
Arch Enemy. It was amazing. Oh my God, I made it. We did a meet and greet with Ventersorg. Remember Ventersorg?
I don't.
He's a singer who does stuff with Borknagar too.
Okay.
Anyway.
Like I said, you just turned me on to Thin Lizzy, Thunder and Lightning today. So
there's an album called Cosmic Genesis by Ventersorg that I really like.
Okay. And
it just came out, and I was excited, and oh my God, they're right there. So, I had to sign that, and then the promoter wanted to take pictures with us.
Okay.
So we get on the back, and all that.
Were you wearing the
we were in full makeup. Corpse makeup.
Corpse paint, yeah.
It's not corpse paint. It was literally corpse.
Yeah.
And they hand us all Sharpies to do the meet and greet. I'm thinking, well, how many are going to be here? And I look up, and huge line. Like, oh my God, my brothers were there, and they're just making fun of me. And hey, looky, Rockstar Boy. Yeah.
And so, yeah. And you got to do a lot of stuff with Impaler then.
I did.
You did 18 years, was it?
18 years.
That's a child. That's a child becoming an adult.
Right? Right? Yeah.
A child born on the day that you joined Impaler
right.
was able to smoke cigarettes and go to strip clubs by the time that you quit or that you were done with it. Wow.
So, yeah, I got history all around me. There's one of the posters there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and what kind of stuff did you do with Impaler? How many albums? You did like 5, didn't you?
Oh my God. I'd have to, I should have did my homework.
Yeah, I should have done mine too. That's part of the problem with this is I like to be surprised by things, so I try not to learn too much. But you did. I know you're on the picture where it's just the heads.
Yeah, that's Old School Ghouls.
Old School Goals. Yeah. Are you on the live one that you guys did with Marco?
Yep.
What's that called?
Alive Beyond the Grave.
Yeah, Alive Beyond the Grave.
First one was One Nation Underground.
Okay.
That I was on.
Okay.
And then Old School Ghouls. There was we did little demos in between that.
Yeah, like a
vinyl, like a splits. One was with Traffic Death in Des Moines.
Okay.
And we redid the song Impaler on it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they
cool.
played that at Kiss Days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people were bugging. They were ready to go home, and people are like, Impaler.
Yeah.
And then they decided to play it. It's
nice.
That was great. That was great. I wanted to hear Shock Rock, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Old School Ghouls, Habeas Corpus.
Okay.
It was the 666 Drury Lane record we did with Rep Snorter.
Okay.
30 Years Undead, which we did the blood thing. There was 100 copies.
Really? Like the Kiss?
Like Kiss.
Oh, okay.
We all put blood in the red paint, and I signed each one, 1, 2, 3, 4, till.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I picked 66 because it's my birth year and yours.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not true. I was born in 87. So wow, yeah, and you get to tour quite.
Yeah, we did a lot
places,
of.
Huh?
We went back and forth, zigzagged all over the country for many years.
How'd you travel?
And we had at first it was 3 vehicles.
Like cars?
Yeah, a couple cars and like a van. I had a van, so we loaded most of it in there. No passengers with me. It was all gear.
Oh, really?
And
so you got to listen to whatever you wanted to.
Yeah. And then they'd be up, either following or whatever.
Yeah.
Court would drive. Oh, that's later. But when Court came back,
yeah, because he was one of the originals, and he's in there currently. Yeah.
Commander Court. Yeah.
Yeah. Great guy.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
So after a while, we had a nice cargo van with a trailer.
Oh, okay.
That's when Kyle Skoquist was in the band.
Oh, yeah, I remember Kyle, young guy,
Yeah.
young kid. Well, he's probably 40 now. You know what I mean? If not older.
Older than that, but not much older. He might be 40. Huh,
yeah, because he was in the band about 2012, 20.
He was in the band 10 years himself.
Was he in the band? Okay.
And just.
Oh yeah, because he was in the band during the when you guys played for Earl's thing.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, at Station 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last time I saw Andy Cummings because he's walking across the floor and we caught eyes like, Tom, Andy.
Nice. Yeah. And you so you were toured in a cargo van. You went all over the place, and so lots of years of that, huh?
Yeah, it was originally like navy blue, and some comedian wanted to rent it.
Yeah.
It was a special on TV.
Okay.
Maria Stamford or something like that.
Okay.
But her deal, she'd pay to use the van, but she wanted to paint it purple.
Okay.
Because that was part of her dream segment.
Okay.
So Kyle goes, yeah. And did she give money to paint it back to the original color? But Kyle kept the money.
Oh.
Or he gave it back to his dad or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it was just humiliating driving the van. Like, do I need a bonnet to drive this? Because it was sissy purple.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you also you went overseas?
Yep. 2008 we went over and played some big festivals. It was awesome.
Like the Grasshop or anything?
It was Headbangers Open Air was the big one.
Okay. All right.
That one was with, well, there's a poster over there of that. We were with Exodus was there.
I see Exodus on there.
3 Inches of Blood.
Hey, these are names. If I were actually to go over there, I could actually read the names.
Yeah, Beeler, Dan Beeler.
Unlike today, where it just looks like a whole pile of sticks.
Before Exciter reformed, Dan Beeler came out and did an all Exciter set, which was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So that was great. Pounding metal, it was awesome. That was Sodom, playing with Sodom on their native soil.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's Germany,
Yeah, yeah. How are the crowds?
Great.
Yeah, yeah. Were they metal dressed?
Oh yeah.
they I mean, because they full on.
That's full on.
They dress.
They party all night. There's the funniest thing I saw after we played the show.
Yeah.
We sleeping of course, and get up in the morning and I see a dude come out of his tent in underwear with a bullet belt on.
Just underwear.
Just underwear, little tiny whiteys. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's super cool. You ever had a nickname, Tom?
Couple.
Like what?
Well, it's not on. Right?
It's on.
It is on.
What's that?
Alan and Matt call me Tomo a lot.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Because I kind of came up with one for you.
Oh,
and
did you know?
We kind of talked about it a little bit, right?
Okay.
I kind of mentioned that maybe you should be called Lionheart.
Lionheart.
I thought so.
I am English. Well,
I'm
from here, but I have tons of English heritage.
And spell it whatever way, but I thought Lionheart would be a good nickname for you, especially in okay, so not like your King Richard, because you're not into that much sodomy, right? And you don't murder people,
right.
But you are known for your courage and your strength and your kind heart.
I appreciate that
from a lot of people, and I'm not the only one that agrees with that. Josh Kellerman is full on with that as well, and so is Jeff Pearson.
Oh, Jeff.
So, we'd like to, if you want to, we'd like to bestow the name of Lionheart.
It should be, to be English, should be Tom the Lionheart.
Tom the Lionheart.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, you see,
all right.
That's where you need to come in, and if you're cool with that, we'll.
I accept.
I'll put that on the thing here. So it's Tom the Lionheart.
Yeah,
Do you have Croxton in there too, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, there you go. You have it. He is now officially Tom the Lionheart, and as one of the 225 million descendants of William the Conqueror, I make it so. So
I need a ring then for people to kiss.
We'll work on that, Tom.
Kidding.
Remember musician salaries?
Yeah, that's right. it'll be a.
It's like, what is it? $5,000 worth of gear to put into a $500 car to drive 50 miles to make $50.
Yeah.
Yep.
Done that plenty of times.
Yeah. Yep. Let me fix this one though. But so you're cool. You're cool with.
I do. Thank you.
All right. You are bestowed that by your peers. So I thought it was very fitting because of your ties to the kind of medieval and the European, you know what I mean? And I just thought it would be fitting, especially because and this came about because we were talking about your scar on your chest, and we were like, what to have for
here to there.
Yeah, and you're talking about a tattoo. We were just saying, what would you tattoo over it? And you were like talking about like someone coming out like a fist.
Well,
and I was like, no, you got coup de grace with the barbed wire. You got knuckle effing sandwich with the regime. Right. You know what I mean? So,
well, when I was in Impaler, I actually considered the Y incision thing, but I was too chubby to play without a shirt on. So like, that's worthless.
See, I've always had the opposite. I've always been too skinny to go without the shirt on.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody wants to be able to see the singer behind the mic stand.
Yeah.
So back when I was 6'2" and 120 pounds,
right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I was thinner in Acheron. The picture in Pain Dominion, I've got a 34-inch waist.
Oh, right.
What happened?
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, my doggy, Mina von Wiener.
Oh, Welcome to the show. We're just kind of wondering, what's it like living with Tom? Is he a good roommate for you?
Oh, she's so pampered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and your sister has been very courteous to us here today too.
Yeah, my sister Rhonda across the room.
Rhonda, hi Rhonda. And so thank you for having me over to your abode and bringing me in to do this interview with you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. So where we left off, by the way, this is Backstage Community Forum. You want to like and subscribe, and you want to leave a comment. I'm asking people specifically, leave a comment on here for Tom to say, hey, we can't wait to see you playing again. Get on out there, or go to his Facebook page and leave him a comment, or just say something. Yeah, I'm sure you've had a lot of people that have reached out to you.
It's insane.
Yeah. It's been great.
I mean, I can't even fathom.
You didn't know that you were that well liked, did you?
It pays to not be an asshole, I'll tell you. No, I have amazing friends and fans that have stuck with me through the years. I mean, where are you without those people? Nowhere,
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. Well, and that's why we kind of came up with the name Lionheart, is because, you don't only have strength and courage and all that stuff, but you do also have a very kind heart. And you've also been very, very, you remember people when you can. And nowadays it's getting harder, but you always have time for everybody. Even like when I did that first interview for the Impaler Fret Rattle show for the 40th anniversary, you were just more than welcoming to let me come up and chat with you, and it was amazing. You're a very good addition to this fraternity, so to speak. So Mr. Lionheart. So yes. So as for myself, Josh Kellerman, and Jeff Pearson, you are the Lionheart from here moving forward. I was going to call and ask Matt, but I didn't have his phone number. So you're going to have to run it past those guys and see what they say. But start telling them, tell them to watch this. So at this point in time in the interview, you were traveling around with Impaler. Yep. You've been overseas. You ever played in Canada?
Yeah.
Okay. When have you played in Canada?
That was the Thor tour. We played.
That was with Thor. We haven't got there yet. Scott's going too fast.
But there was a bunch of countries that we went through. We played Pusznik, Germany, the Hell's Pleasure Festival, which was all like death metal bands.
Okay.
And they kept the red lights on, like it was nothing but red spotlights and evil.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But then Impaler. Okay, so.
Well, yeah, but we go over and we're just guests. We toured with two bands, Eldergaad in Denmark.
Okay.
And Demonical, which used to be Sentinex.
Okay.
And they were playing the Hell's Pleasure Festival, so we're with Demonical at the time. And they played. They were already on the bill. But Martin, does Dreamtide management, he helped us. He was like our road.
Okay.
Him and Connie. She was, very helpful in our trip.
Did they speak English?
Yeah, very very good.
With the accent though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The only time we had issues was in we played a place called G13 in Leipzig.
And what country is that in?
It's Germany yet.
Oh, okay, still Germany.
But that was from like on the other side of the curtain for years.
Oh, okay.
And there was a language barrier. We're at the train station at a Pizza Hut. Go figure. And they had no idea. Like, we'll take a slice of pepperoni or whatever. So
I eat-o, the pizza-o.
Well, fortunately, they had like the food up, and we pointed at that and then rubbed our bellies. Like, oh, that looks good.
Were you guys in the makeup at that point?
No, we just off the train. We did the Deutschbahn for a ton of that tour.
Yeah,
got to see beautiful countryside.
Oh yeah, it'd just be crazy.
But G13 was in a ruins of World War II ruins.
Okay.
And we're pulling up like,
holy cow.
Yeah, we're pulling up like, what happened here? And then we, find out afterward that these are.
That's like the Band of Brothers looking.
Right.
Yeah,
So we're in there, And we pull up at the place, and it's got spray painted G13 on it. Like, this is the club. I mean, ruins.
Wow.
So we go in, and there's like a little area, like a stage thing.
Yeah.
It had people with gas masks. It looked very apocalyptic.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, we played there, and I was like thinking, who's coming to this? And people just poured out of those ruins. It was like, I couldn't believe how many people came to that show. It ended up being great. So, what do I know?
And what was the name of the town?
Leipzig.
Okay.
We played a Viking bar in Annenberg. That was cool.
You played a what?
A Viking themed bar in Annenberg.
Themed bar. Okay.
It was like right on the border of the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
So we went over there and ate, and that was fun.
Wow. So you played a Viking. And where was the Viking bar again?
Annenberg, Germany.
Okay. All right.
It was really cool. And then we were in Czech Republic. Had a amazing. I don't know what it was. Yeah. It was like the most amazing meatloaf I ever had. But, you know.
It was Soylent Green.
Probably. So Connie's dog, the tour manager, she called him tour manager. He slept under the table. They let dogs come into the restaurants there.
Oh, really? In the Czech Republic?
In Europe, pretty much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Was it? Yeah. So, and how did you travel throughout these things?
Well, when we hooked up with the Eldergaad, we were with. I rented a vehicle from Denmark into the Hamburg Open Air Festival because it was my credit card. Only I could drive. That sucked.
Oh,
the band could drink. I can't, but obviously, but they can. So they're
in the vehicle.
So they're shit
because they don't have the laws. Oh.
and we're on.
Who's in the band at this point in time? It's you and Bill, and was it Kyle at that point in time?
Kyle Court
and
Zach.
Zach, yeah,
and Bill and me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Mike Torak. Yeah.
Oh, Torak was in. Okay.
Was
all right. Yeah. There's so many guitar players that have been.
Yeah, that's when he was back.
Yeah, that's right. That was that after he did Torak, the band, his solo project.
Yeah. Well, there was a song we did together on Habeas Corpus.
Okay.
And ended up, he took a version of that and put different lyrics on it. So that was yeah. He was in Impaler at the time too.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I remember he had his band that was just named Torak.
Yeah.
Or Torak.
Yeah.
I always want to say Torak. And he was amazing. His stuff was amazing.
I always thought he was like a Michael Schenker-esque. He was awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of think more Vinnie Vincent-y, but
really?
Yeah, Vinnie Vincent, Ace Frehley kind of mix thing,
Just when we played, like, wow, it's awesome. We have, Zach Wilde and Michael Schenker.
Yeah. Kyle was, how'd you guys pick him up? Because he was younger.
It ended up, my
was it
dad
a flyer in Torps?
No. My dad had just passed away. Right.
Okay, sorry.
And it's fine. Thank you, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So Relevance broke up. That was Kyle's band.
Okay.
And we were looking for a guitar player because Bradley was leaving for a while.
Okay.
And that was pretty much of me and Brad jamming, which is sad because I enjoyed jamming with him.
Yeah. He's back now.
I know. He came back after I left.
Oh.
Jerk. But then, they got a hold of Kyle.
Yeah.
And it happened while I was kind of away from the band mourning.
Okay. I got you. During your time, yeah.
I remember I'm a wreck, really. I'm driving and he pulls up in his red truck, honk, honk, honk. And I roll down the window and he goes, "You got any Grey Poupon?"
Who did that?
Kyle.
Okay.
And so I found out he's in the band. Like, that's great.
Oh, he lets you know that way?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was Kyle Court. Did Torak do the tour with you of Germany as well? And then that Michael Mike Torak, Bill Lindsay, Zach Lindsay.
Those three members original, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Court. Oh yeah.
Everyone goes, "Are you Meaty Bob?" Like, no, I'm Meteor Tom.
I'm the Lionheart.
That's the puny guy. I'm the big guy.
Meteor Tom.
But at that point, things were weird with, it was cool, but fans were strange here and there.
Yeah.
They'd come up and they'd just be shuddering like, I'm essentially nobody. And, signing things and they're just in total awe. Like, this is so weird.
Well, I suppose you're an American band coming over there,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a heck of a lot of fun. And how long did you guys do that tour for?
We were over there for a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Could have almost got citizenship in that.
Right.
Find someone to marry and, within 90 days and you're good to go.
Right. So what is that? Denmark, Germany, Switzerland. We played Switzerland.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, Rock City, which I wonder if it was owned by Crocus. Immediately I thought Crocus. But Hagar was the guy that ran that place. That was fun. I did something stupid in Copenhagen. Or not. What's the main?
Amsterdam?
Zurich, Switzerland.
Zurich, okay.
And there were this beautiful, like the town square, like this gigantic castle. And it's a hot day. We're walking around carrying luggage because we just, got off the train. And I'm really sweaty. And I saw a water fountain, like kick-ass water. And I drank the water. Well, guess what foreigners are not supposed to do in foreign countries? Don't drink the water.
Oh, no.
So by the time I got to the show, I am doubled over sick.
Oh, no.
And they bring out this, the catering was awesome. Like they brought all this stuff out and I'm just miserable. Like I'm just going to go in the bathroom and puke my guts out. So.
But did you do the show?
I did the show.
Of course you did the show. Of course you did the show because you're a drummer. And that's
That's where we met Heavy Demons. They were from Switzerland.
Okay.
They had like Jack didn't have a problem. Jack is the singer. Some of them could speak English fine.
Yeah.
The drummer, if you're trying to talk to him, he couldn't understand me at all. I was because I was using his kit.
Oh, so
I'm like asking things, and he's like,
"It's okay if I light this on fire."
Yeah. But he had the.
He's like, yeah.
He had the Vinnie Paul snare. I was, oh my god, I got one of those too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so you used their equipment, so you didn't have to bring your equipment on the plane.
Oh god, no.
Okay,
we could never have done that.
So yeah, that was
everything is.
I don't know. The farthest I've gone is like Chicago. I haven't done anything that was really outside of the Midwest.
Yeah.
So
I'm known for this massive drum kit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Thor, even we fly to different places, and you never know what to expect. I played this 4-piece drum kit, looking at it like, where's the rest of it? That happened a couple times. Like, I have 2 toms. So I summoned my inner Ian Pace and pulled through. But fortunately, we toured with the double bass pedal.
Oh, okay.
So I could still do that.
I gotcha.
Thanks, Ted.
Yeah. That's and then we're at Thor, but we so and then after a while you ended up out of Impaler, and did you do Impaler and Eldergaad at the same time?
It was Eldergaad or not Eldergaad. It was that happened later, but first was Crepitus, a band I did with my brother Dave.
Okay.
Sean Penny.
Right.
And we did that for a while, and we had Brian Snyder.
Yeah, Brian Snyder. Yeah.
Troy Peoples was the original guy, but he left.
Okay.
The guy from Acheron, the second.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Or whatever coming that was.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Spiderweb.
So yeah.
And then and you did Crepitus, and was that a recording band?
Crepitus recorded, but we didn't release it.
Okay, I gotcha.
It's finished. I don't know why we didn't record or get it pressed.
Yeah.
We had people asking for it, these songs that people like.
Well, now all you got to do is digitize it and upload it.
Right, pretty much. We
should
do that.
Yeah.
Because, it's really cool stuff. It was really cool to jam with my brother.
Yeah.
But that's the only time ever we'd argue. Some of them got heated. Like,
I'm sorry, I can't see you in a heated argument.
Yeah.
It's like, well, doggone it,
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, your sister's shaking her head over there.
Tempers flared. Yeah, and when we disbanded, we haven't fought since. I love Dave; he's awesome.
Yeah, well, that's great.
But yeah, it wasn't always that way, but that's the only time we ever fought.
Yeah. So, well, it's hard being in a band with somebody. I mean, you've been with a lot of people. You know, it's you gotta know when to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
You gotta put up with a lot.
Yeah.
I know that from my bandmates because they had to put up a lot from me because I was a goofy one in my bands. But yeah, so and you did Crepitus.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd always say Pitt is our middle name because it's KREPIT-US.
And was that roughly the same time that you played with the guy that was running for governor, Tim Penny?
That happened because of Sean Penny. Yeah.
Oh, that was his.
That's his nephew.
Okay, and he was in your band.
Yeah. He was in Crepitus as
he was in Crepitus, and so then you ended up because I go to the mall. I tell you, I go to the Mall of America, and I was a big supporter of Tim Penny for governor. He was independent, only House of Representatives guy to refuse his pension, and so I thought this guy was amazing.
He gave me a van.
He gave you a van?
Yeah, when I was having car trouble. He gave me a van, sent it over to me.
Amazing guy. He was great from Minnesota. And so I went down to the mall to his it was like a promotion for him running for governor. Atrium? Yes. Or no, in the rotunda.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. And all of a sudden I look up and I see Brian Snyder. And I look back and I see Tom behind the drum kit. I'm like, how are you guys doing this with Tim Penny running for governor? And he's singing through the podium mic, and you weren't playing your normal style of music.
No, it was Mustang Sally, I think, and it was in a loop.
Yeah.
When they're talking to him, they just keep playing in a loop. I think it was John Gensmer called me the next day, like, was that you? I'm like, no. I'm Mr. Metal, and I look up, and
I know
it was Amelia Santinella and Frank, her husband, or whatever his name is. But the Trinitron, there was all these Trinitrons where the news was.
Okay.
And they shot that angle on Tim, which had me clearly on there playing Mustang Sally.
Did you have sunglasses on?
I looked up and went, oh, shit.
But I mean, it's like, who can, I know you might get a little less street credit from your metal peers, but how cool is it to play with a guy that's running for governor? Yeah, and unfortunately, he got kind of screwed.
He did.
He should have. Who ended up getting Plenty? Yeah. But that same week that you guys played there, Jesse the Body Ventura was the governor. He stepped down, and then he nominated Dean Barkley, who was not a politician, to be governor. And I remember asking Tim about it, and he goes, "That hurt so bad for me running as the Independence Party." But yeah, he was a great guy. He was a great guy, and you got to play with him, and that was really cool seeing Tom at the Mall of America. Brian Snyder.
I still every now and then get out there and see him, and it's always great to see him.
Yeah,
we'll be friends forever.
Oh, with Tim?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah. Right on. Well, you tell him that he's got a fan out in Bloomington. Yeah. Still talking about him. He's in
my phone directory.
Oh, nice. Nice. And so then comes Eldergaad?
Yeah. Eldergaad was like right at kind of the end with Impaler. We were still my end with Impaler, I should say.
I gotcha. And that was you, yeah, boss. Do we say the names of who they really were?
Who cares? So,
okay, so it was Taras Stankovic.
Taras Stankovic from Acheron, my longtime buddy.
Jim Shaw from Psycho Head. And then who was
Jacob Voss on bass? He was Hondo. That was one of the bands he did.
Okay. I all I can see is the cloak and the makeup. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's so hard to remember that. But so you were doing those both at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did shows together where
I think I just found an Eldergaad CD in my house when I was.
It's a green cover. That's the one.
That's the one.
I don't like the way Children of God is mixed.
Okay. Right.
Too many. It's like they were trying to put sample things over.
Oh, okay.
And it just turned out like it snipped the balls off.
It's not your favorite,
right?
Yeah. So and now with Eldergaad, you did. How many years did you play with those guys?
Eldergaad was, maybe 5, 6.
Okay. And I'm keeping the timeline right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, and then how many things did you record with those guys?
We did 2 albums.
Okay.
Right. We were working on a third, but that we broke up by that point.
I gotcha.
Tensions.
Yeah. Did it get into the COVID years at all, or
that's still
previous? Yeah, you're
still way back.
2008, 2010, somewhere around. Because I know you were in Impaler when Paul Di'Anno came.
Yeah.
And that was 2008.
I still got that player in my kitchen. You can see it right from there.
Oh wow!
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, because you got to open for Paul Di'Anno.
Yeah,
that was so cool.
Got to hang
what
out
was
with
the
him.
album that he did? Was it Killers or was it?
He did the first album, Killers, and Made in Japan.
That was so amazing.
Yeah.
And then he's passed away since then.
Yeah.
But he did a great. I don't. There was one female in the whole place, and everyone was wearing black leather. I think there's a picture of. I'll put the picture of us up, and it's all dudes. It's just all dudes. It was Paul Di'Anno at Station 4 at the time, and Impaler opened up for him, and it was a great show. It was just amazing. Was there another band on there too?
The band that was his backing band, they wanted to do their own stuff first, and then
and then they did the Paul Di'Anno stuff.
I forget what they were called.
Paul Di'Anno's band.
Yeah. But that was great. Just going down to talk to him. He's a legend, you know.
Oh yeah. You got pictures with him too, right?
Yeah.
That's just crazy. He was the guy that started it.
Yeah. Thick Cockney accent. He was hard to understand, but very cool dude. Very humble.
Yeah.
He goes, something like that.
Yeah.
He didn't. People lived it.
Yeah. So Eldergaad, and you did that for a few years. That was cool. Because you guys had the makeup and the shrouds and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'll send you a link to the video you can put in there.
Oh, okay. Right on.
It was unbearable for a drummer. I mean, we used phosphorescent paint that would glow in black light.
Okay.
So it looked like fire embers with all these weird symbols. I came up with our own alphabet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you look at if you got Children of God, the entire back thing is in my alphabet.
Okay.
But the real title is over it in English. But
oh wow, I'll let you look at that.
I'd write things like when Jim Shaw was going through his divorce.
Yeah.
He'd say something about his ex, and I'd write that on his forehead. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was talking to Jim at that point in time. I was too. I was going through the divorce at the same time. Yeah, it wasn't a good time, but yeah. So you and you were the first one to do the bullet hole in the head too, weren't you?
Yeah.
That was yours, and then who came out with it? Mudvayne.
Mudvayne started to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
funny
plagiarists.
thing. Yeah. Funny thing is, we played this President's Ball at First Avenue. Selfa Trip was on it. I remember.
Okay.
I think Rip Snorter was there, but anyway, we played it, and I made this flyer of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And put the Impaler guy's face on there. And I'm from I'm from Illinois. I didn't do it on purpose, I swear. But I put my face over Lincoln because it was just the way it sat,
Yeah.
And I have a bullet hole in my head. He was assassinated.
Yeah, but he was from the back. He was in the back. If you had it in the back here, then it would be in poor taste.
That's still a bullet hole.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he's from Illinois, too.
I got a Lemmy story real quick.
Oh,
so
really?
My second show was at the Vic Theater with Motorhead.
Second show with
Impaler.
With Impaler. Okay, so you're in Impaler.
Yeah.
This is what, 2000 maybe?
Something like that.
99, 2000?
Yeah. I'd say 2000. It was it was a festival there, and Dana Plato was supposed to be the MC.
Really?
And she killed herself that weekend.
Oh, that same weekend?
Same weekend. So they got...
From Different Strokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got Jasmine St. Clair, the porn star, to do it.
Wow.
But, yeah. That was a fun show.
But Dana Plato did porn too, you know.
So we got to, see Motorhead and talk to him and stuff.
Did you talk to Lemmy?
Yeah. He's really, really cool dude. I was, you see him, the mic is up in the air and then shoot it down, crotch up,
Yeah.
And he looks giant. And then you see him like, oh, you're really short.
Is he a short guy?
Yeah. He's like...
Or was he?
Yeah, I look down. I'm 5'8".
Really?
5'9". But
wow.
he's super cool. Very
cool.
Cool.
I would think he was 6'4".
So yeah. So our rooms are tandem. Motorhead's over here, Impaler's over here. So there's just a small hallway separating, right?
Yeah.
And I'm in the mirror. I'm putting the spirit gum and slap the bullet hole, and I get a little eyedropper, fill it with blood so it flows right. And I'll put it in there and let it roll down. And I could see something in my peripheral distance. And I look over and it's Lemmy looking at me. He's got his little poker game, he looks at me and just kind of rolls his eyes. I treasure that memory.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Jesus. So Paul Di'Anno, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it sounds like the Impaler was a lot of fun.
Impaler was great.
There was
many
great
memories.
people getting to tour.
We lived out each other's pockets for years on the road.
Yeah.
Some shows paid well, some didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we went all over.
Yeah.
I mean, all over.
Yeah. You did American tour too?
It was all we played, Kyle always said, because it's from the Shining,
Uh-huh.
Jack Nicholson says, from Portland, Oregon to Portland, Maine. We did that. We played all the way across.
Wow. Did you go just summertime? Did you go wintertime?
Well, we did it was early on. We did a show with Flotsam and Jetsam in Arizona, Mesa, Arizona.
Oh my gosh.
In Crisis, they were on the bill. Steel Prophet, remember them?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that was a fun
It doesn't
show.
mean that I don't know who that is. It just means that the rust is still covering that area of my brain.
But it's in Mesa, Arizona, and it was cold. It was wintertime here. Yeah. We get there, and there's ladies in their mid-tops. They're playing volleyball. There's a beautiful full moon, palm trees, effing right.
Going back up to the snow in 15 days. And
great.
played with Flotsam and Jetsam there too, huh? Yeah,
it's the only show in my entire history we got paid before we played a note. We're walking up and he paid us. Wow.
That's cool. Wow. And so you did... So you kind of zigzagged all around. Did you do monthly tours? Did you do did you were they one-offs?
We do we'd kind of work on an album or something, have something new, and then we'd go out and try to sell it. Mm-hmm. We go maybe mostly because there's family guys involved.
Yeah.
Court and Bill for sure.
Bill's got his kid with him though, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, no, she's married off now.
No, Zach.
Zach does he live there?
No, he has him with him when on the road.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Yes, that's true.
So he gets to have his kid with him, which is cool.
Holly, he misses Holly.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So we'd go out on usually 2-week tours.
Yeah.
And make it count. I mean,
you hit all 14 days, or did you?
Oh yeah, there's days where tours where we had no days off. It was just it's like I pulled the white contacts out, put them back in, pulled them back out, put them back in.
Better off just dyeing your
Blood,
eyes
white. Funny thing with Impaler is, we're so used to our look, that we'd forget that we wear it.
Okay.
As we go from the show, okay, we're packed up, let's get going. Because, we have to get to the next place. And it's not close,
Yeah.
So we'd do that, and we'd see things like Waffle House. That was a big one.
Okay.
Ooh, Waffle House.
Oh yeah.
Any
Chicken
greasy
waffles.
spoon, we were super happy.
Yeah.
And we'd pull into that. That's probably why I got heart surgery.
You're starting to piece things together now.
Yeah, and we'd go in there, and they're just stunned. Like, are you okay? Like, what? You're bleeding. Like, oh shit.
Well, you shared with me one point in time about your makeup application. Weren't you using something with some kind of rubber base in it, and you were picking it with an X-Acto?
So I'd take I'd put latex flat on my face. You always have to shave because if you don't, it's staying there. So I'd put the latex pretty heavy and let it dry.
Okay.
And then I'd put my dead coloring over it.
Okay, yeah.
Then I'd take my pocket knife and pick at it and rip it,
So you got the
So it's like hanging skin and it's like just cracked open.
Yeah.
And I mastered it, I got really good at it. Peel it up and then you paint inside of it with black and then you put blood gel.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Okay.
One time I did oatmeal,
oh my.
Had oatmeal on and then painted over it.
That's supposed to exfoliate.
Yeah. Probably not if you use spirit gum though. But that looked cool. I kind of look like, remember Zombie, the original Italian movie?
I don't. I remember
Fulci,
Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, this is Lucio Fulci. It's the zombie that I always like the way you looked. It's the cover of the movie, but
okay, I'll find that. Then.
But I used that, and
okay,
I wanted that look, and it turned out pretty good. But it was itchy, and it kind of cracked while I was playing.
Yeah, and you still have to play. Yeah. You still have to go and have Lemmy give you a sideways look. Yeah, you still got to go. You got to go through border patrol.
Yeah,
so you got. That's quite the investment of time and energy, and
Yeah.
It's like in the 90s for me. It was I would just walk on stage. Okay, I guess I'm singing now. There was no preparation. There was no anything that I had to do. You had to set up drums.
Yeah.
In the meantime, holy moly.
You're
a hard worker.
Well, I had a drum tech to help me too at that point.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. That's when I had the Predator kit. That was 3 rails, and it had 12 drums on it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. But then you'd go some other place and you're playing on a 4-piece.
if we flew out there or it's a festival, yeah. That happened mostly with Thor.
Okay, I gotcha. All right, so we haven't got to Thor yet, but you're at Eldergaad, and that was the same lineup the whole way through.
Eldergaad was, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, what a great group of guys too.
Yeah,
I mean, they were just awesome. Terrace is playing currently with Rock Gods. Yeah, he does a great job with that too. That's one thing that Terrace doesn't get as he gets seen as a bass player. What people don't realize about Terrace is that he's also a phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah, he is.
Also got a freaking great voice.
Yeah, he was the singer and guitar player of Eldergaad.
Yep, and it's like maybe he should take off the mask and take off the makeup and the hood and let people see, But yeah, he's definitely got those talents. And when I remember, because he's an amazing singer, amazing bass player. He's just an all around great musician.
So with Eldergaad.
Yeah,
he used a very angry voice.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going through a lot, and he'd have angry moods and things.
Yeah.
Love you, Terrace. You're a great dude.
Yeah.
But when we were in the studio recording, I think it was, I don't know, it wasn't God Eaters. It was first album. Regardless, it's he came in and he was late, and there was traffic really bad, Spaghetti Junction,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, came in and he was just furious. I'm like, oh my God, you all right? And he did vocals for that song. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I saw him take a drink and he spit it back out and there was blood in it. Like, Dude, you got to be careful.
Wow. So he screamed.
It was fury. It was
wow. And what song
fury.
is that? You got to remember and let me know. And then
Yeah.
I'll play a little piece of that too.
Yeah.
Think about it. We don't have to.
Yeah.
So that was the song. Overdub.
Growing old is inevitable. Growing up is optional was one of my things.
Yes. Well, we're part of a great fraternity that's still active. I mean, it's sad that we've lost so many members.
Yeah.
You know.
But the other one is.
Yeah.
Brain is the second thing to go. I forget what the first one was. I think I got that one from Bill years ago. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So we're in Eldergaad.
Yeah.
And then you don't take any time off.
No, my bands have always overlapped.
Really? So and that's Hex Force. So is that when you meet up? Because Matt's younger.
Matt's quite a bit younger than me.
Yeah. So how did you hook up with Matt?
We did. Well, Eldergaad was going. We did shows with his band, These Worlds Collide.
Okay.
And nothing against the other members, but while I'm sitting there watching them, I'm moving members aside in my mind, and like, who the hell is that? Because immediately, just how we played and everything is just like, ding.
Okay.
I was just in awe. Greg Feinberg was in that band, and he's awesome too. All of them.
Oh, bass player.
Yeah.
I used to work with him at St. Louis Park.
Did you? Oh,
yeah, he
great
works in the nature center.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking, I want to work with that guy.
Oh,
And, we got to be buddies, and, that flourished. I consider him my best friend nowadays.
Yeah.
He is my best friend.
Nice. You're going to have to tell him about
This
Lionheart.
Yeah.
Let him know.
Alan, my whole Domidium band, I love those guys. They're awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's later, right?
Well, we're getting close, aren't we?
We're getting close.
We're in Hex Vorticies now, aren't we?
Hex Vorticies was, after we got Matt in the band. Well, originally it started.
So
Tim
it wasn't you and Matt that started?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I'm friends with him
sorry about that. I guess I messed that up.
I'm friends with him at this point. So that's
yeah.
And we had Dan Nelson from bands Cold Storage. I know he was in Cold Storage. Tim Morton from Dying Euphoria.
Okay.
Andy Oltmans, who he and Andy, me and Andy, not he and Andy. See that Lionheart thing? Now I'm referring in third person.
There you go.
We are not amused. So Andy was in like Rivkit and Cold Colors and.
Okay,
yeah.
I know Cold Colors. Yeah.
Yeah. For Blood, he was in that.
Okay.
Playing bass, so he wanted to be in. Eldergaad broke up. He called me immediately, like, let's jam, and we did, and it clicked immediately.
Okay.
So, Revival Fires being the first song we wrote together. And then we got Dan in, and then Tim was right across the hall from us in For Blood. Or right. Climactic. They're Climactic at this point.
And Dan who?
Huh? Dan Nelson.
Dan Nelson. Okay, yep.
So,
right.
Yeah, and that was great. We were ready to record. There was issues all the time. Like, oh, it's not ready. It's not ready. Like, I've never been in a band where we haven't put out an album at this point. Yeah. So
I've been in the band for 3 weeks already. Come on, let's go.
Oh, it was longer than that. It was wild. Like we need an album. Yeah. So finally we got it.
And this
right
is
before.
This is Hex Force. Okay, so it wasn't. It was a different lineup. Okay, all right.
It started different.
Okay, I got you.
And then, at that point, Tim leaves, and immediately, like, oh, this is my golden opportunity.
Yeah.
Mr. Hamilton.
Nice.
And wow.
Yeah.
And we put out 2 albums, which I'm stunned how amazing they are to this day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Precipice in particular is one of my highlights of my catalog.
See, I get to just listen. That's the thing that I love about I get to just listen. Yeah. You gotta listen, and you're still going through what you're hearing.
I remember everything in the recording.
Yes,
deal.
Exactly. Yeah. With 31 different recordings, man. You think that'd be tough to 31 releases, not recordings, 31 releases. Holy crap.
And none of them even went to aluminum.
They never went to what?
They didn't even make it to aluminum.
Aluminum. You've gone zinc.
I got my integrity, damn it. Once Matt was in, we went in and finally recorded our debut album, Revival Fires, which is great.
Yeah.
There's videos of us playing during the COVID thing. They were my band during COVID.
God, that sucked.
Yeah, it did. We tried to jam, and then they put the curfews up, and we're already there. Like, fuck it, we're gonna just jam. And so we'd come back and we'd say text each other when we got home. Make sure we got home because there was National Guard and everything down Lake Street.
Oh, was that during the George Floyd stuff? Or
this is the riots. Yeah.
Yeah, during the riots. Yeah.
And that's only that's my neighborhood.
Yes.
It's right over there.
Well, it was a lot of neighborhood. It was all the way from Calhoun all the way east.
Yeah, right. But the catalyst was the precinct right there.
Right on 30.
Yeah. And AutoZone was the first building to burn.
Dude with the umbrella.
Yeah.
He started that whole thing on purpose.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they ever found that guy, but yeah.
Well, his wife ratted him out. That's my ex-husband. Yeah. And he used to be a former police officer.
What is it? The woman scorn. What's that woman?
Woman scorned.
There's no
fury like a woman scorned.
Like a woman scorned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going through that, and that's Hex Vorticies, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. That's because But now, okay. So how long has Domidium been?
Domidium has been about
4 years.
Three. I don't know. Time smears. I can't keep up.
I know, right?
We came up with an album very quick. It gelled so fast.
Okay.
So when we did a second album, Precipice.
Okay.
That was after the COVID thing. We brought in Alan Snow.
Okay.
I think Will Marvella sent him our way because he tried out for Plague of Stars, and they wanted Neil back. They jammed with him and other bands. So
okay, Plague of Stars, is that one of the bands that are playing?
Yeah, they're playing my benefit. Great band.
There you go.
But he kindly goes, Hex Vortices is looking for a bass player, and he sent him our way, and we love Alan. Oh my God, he's our little Cajun buddy. He's awesome. Yeah. An adored friend. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was in Hex as well, huh?
Yeah. He was on the Precipice album.
Who was singing for Hex?
Andy Altman.
Oh, Andy was. Okay.
He did both albums. Yeah. Andy's great too. I'm a longtime brother with him.
Yeah. You've been working. So Al joined the band.
Yeah.
And you're still Hex. And it's you, Matt, Al,
and Alan. We are looking for
it's just the three of you at that point in time? Okay.
Which is a core. I mean, us three are super tight.
Yeah.
So we decided, I came up with the name and the logo. I drew all that. Mm-hmm. I just draw all the logos, incidentally. Yeah. So we decided not to do the Hex stuff anymore.
Okay.
Us three had a meeting and let's just do something new. Because Hex was very regimental. It was, in your face thrash, very fast, angry, great. I loved it because that's, I'm in my element.
Yeah.
But with Domidium, we changed the name to Domidium. Mm-hmm. Got in Micah Devereaux, who's this incredible singer.
Oh, it's diverse.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that guy.
You wouldn't think that. You think we have two singers. We don't.
Yeah. You when you listen to the Domidium, I'm never going to get that right, Tom. You know that, right? When you listen to the CD, it really does sound like there's 3 or 4 people that are singing on that thing. And it's just him.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And
I saw him live, so I know it's true.
Yeah.
I saw him live, so I know
he
it's
does
true.
it at practice, the high end stuff. He doesn't slough. He's always full bore.
That's crazy. So, and then when did...
Then we brought in, Josh Kellerman. sent our buddy Brian Holtzkamp our way. Immediately, I have high esteem for Matt's playing.
Yeah.
Because Matt's incredible.
Yep.
That's why, we became close friends later. But initially, it's because, damn, that fucker can play.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, he's not in that frame of mind. We almost went one guitar player, but we like the balance where as long as they're not playing the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, who are we going to get to match Matt?
Yeah.
And in comes Brian Holtzkamp and nailed it.
Yeah. He's actually playing with Disturbed.
I know.
This week.
I know. Yeah. And he, we love that guy too. He's amazing.
Yeah.
We're a band of brothers for sure.
That's great. And I mean, you couldn't pick out a nicer group of guys.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We're all cohesive. It's pointing the same direction.
That's awesome. That's especially at this time, since you're going through the stuff with your health, and it's nice to have a solidified band of people that you can trust.
They're standing by me. They're not doing like a alternate drum or anything like that.
Well, you're kind of hard to replace, but especially in that band, it would be really hard to do.
Yeah.
But they're good guys.
Yeah.
And,
I love our album. It's called Beyond.
Yeah. Oh God, there's so many different. I'm sorry, but there's so many different bands that recorded that album. It wasn't just you guys.
That was just us.
It's so crazy how many people did, because we went song by song.
We did.
That was pretty cool.
And we wrote it fast. It's just natural.
Yeah.
3 songs we had from the Hex Vorticies days.
Okay.
That went over, but everything else was
all new, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Recorded and released really quick.
Yeah. And you guys did it, only the drums, if I remember correctly, were done in studio. The rest was all done. Micah
has the means to do it at his place. All the guys have like Reaper, things like that. Pro Tools.
Yeah.
So each guy would do their stuff and they'd send it to him. And I already had my drums recorded at 1459.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. Yeah. And so that's the band that you're going to be returning to after
absolutely
once your health.
I think if that band folds, it might be time to call it a day.
So to kind of go back, so you're in Domidium, and you're also in Thor. What's the deal with Thor? Thor is give us a little rough idea for people who have no idea what we're talking about.
Okay, well, Thor is from the 70s. Like 1973, it was on the Mike Douglas show.
Oh, nice!
Doing Action, the Sweet cover. Nice. He's in like a blue Speedo.
Wow!
And he bends he blows up the hot water bottle. That was the thing. He bend the steel and blow up the hot water bottle.
Okay, and now this gentleman's name is Thor.
That's
what he goes by.
John Michael Thor.
Oh. Okay, and so he goes by Thor. And what's the whole premise of the band?
Well, he was always like a kid. He's into the superhero thing.
Okay,
there's pictures of him I saw, where he's got the cape on. He's a little boy, but he's also a world-class weightlifter, a bodybuilder.
Oh, really? Okay.
So he won like many awards. He competed against Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno. Yeah.
Wow.
And he won several of them.
Wow.
So yeah, he's just huge. He's huge to this day, even. So. And
he started this band.
He started. Well, it was Thor and the Imps.
Okay.
And then it became Thor in 77. where he just stripped it down to that.
Yeah.
And that, put out Keep the Dogs Away. That was the first true Thor album.
Yeah.
So 77 up to now.
Okay.
That's a long time.
Oh, heck yeah. And now you and Matt are in Thor, correct? And you guys wear makeup in that band as well, right?
Yeah, we do I do an English sort of battle thing.
Okay.
And, Matt's got Scottish descent, so
that's why he's got that.
Figured out a Scottish thing for him.
Yeah.
Ted's was a free form. I didn't know what to do with it.
Who is that?
Ted Jedlicki.
Okay.
But he liked what I did in Finland, so he kept it up,
Okay.
And then Thor he kind of likes the heavy eyeliner with the Egyptian sort of.
Okay, yeah, they're like the little tails.
Yeah, and then kind of the smudged football sort of thing, but not Nikki Sixx, but
yeah,
where it blends in and
that's cool. And that's the current lineup right now, would be.
That's the current lineup I'm involved with. He also works with old members.
Okay.
And
all right.
he's got a mellower side, which we're not that band.
Okay.
But I mean, I am an active member.
I got you.
So it's just on the albums it'll be some of me.
Okay.
Like 5 or 6 songs, and then 5 or 6 songs is the ballady band.
Okay. So you enter. What year is this that you enter into Thor?
I'm playing an Impaler show at the time, so we played the zombie pub crawl.
Yeah,
and
that's in that October or something like that, or what?
Yeah, something like that. But it was a really fun festival.
Yeah, and
we're playing 7th Street Entry. That's the metal.
Oh wow!
Bar.
Yeah,
because Aaron Carter is in the main room where his whatever.
One time we played in the entry the same week that Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff were over in the main room.
Oh, really? Yeah. So that the metal thing was okay. We're over here. They're over there. It's fine.
Yeah.
So when you play those places, they lock it down. You go in, do your sound check, you park your car, and then they lock it down. Everybody, once everyone's done, because they don't want people coming in yet. It's not ready.
Oh, okay.
Vendors are setting up.
Gotcha.
And it was several hours, but I don't know what happened to my band. Impaler was gone.
Okay.
And I look over and I see Thor, sitting by himself. I don't know him at this point.
Okay.
I know who he was. I remember the Radio 1990 stuff. Like, who the fuck is that guy?
Oh, okay.
But I went and talked to him. Like, hey, let's go over to the depot and get some food. And that was great. We hung out. He totally won me over. He's a great dude. I get what he does, and I like what he does. He's a world-class musician. So while we're playing that, the pub crawl, you're familiar with the 7th Street stage.
Oh, God, yes.
There's behind the drums is a curtain.
Yes.
So I'm playing the Impaler and something like that. And in between, Bill's talking, and I feel a tap, tap, tap. I turn around, and it's Thor in full makeup.
Oh.
Or full armor and everything.
Oh, no kidding.
And he said, "You're awesome." Dude, thanks. And then the inevitable story with the ending of me being an Impaler.
Okay.
It's a lot of misunderstandings. Bill and all those guys, I love them.
Yeah.
We're, that's going to be family forever. And it was just a lot of misunderstandings and hurt feelings. And I quit.
Okay.
And I'm at work at the time. So, I slammed my phone down like, I got to go just take a walk. I'll be back. And I scared the bejesus out of
you're not like a hairdresser at this point.
I scared the bejesus out of my coworker. Like, I'll be back. Okay, good. Came back. Like, I'm sorry. I'm okay now. I'm okay. And I got a call to be in Thor. Like, hey, would you be interested in playing with Thor in Pori, Finland with Testament? And they popped up.
What?
I don't even know how to process the day. It's like one door slammed, the other one came open.
It was the same day?
It was the same day, an hour apart.
It was an hour apart?
Yes.
And where was Thor's people calling you from?
He had John Leibel in the band already, and John was the liaison.
Okay. Within an hour.
Within an hour.
So that was the upstairs telling you, you just got to keep playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
we're not giving you any time off.
Right. So our dear departed brother, Eric Allen, passed away. He had cancer. That was really hard.
Yeah.
They had a private funeral.
That's from Impaler.
Yeah. Eric Allen for the fans.
Yeah.
We're at the funeral. It was closed they didn't want all of the fans there.
Yeah.
But they let me and Bill in as pallbearers.
Okay.
After the tension thing, I didn't really talk to Impaler for a while.
Yeah.
And it's, it hurt. I had my silly feelings. I'm sure they had theirs. He had theirs. But I missed him.
Yeah.
And we did that pallbearer thing. They were doing the family deal, and okay, I'm going to let them do that for now.
Yeah.
Because they're all around the casket. And I went into the side room, and there's Bill, oh. So immediately, we were the only two in there, well, you got to acknowledge each other.
There you go, yep.
And it broke the ice.
Yeah.
And, he had heard rumors of things that I didn't say.
Okay.
So I cleared that up. There's no way I'd say that to you.
Yeah.
There's no way I'd denounce my time in Impaler because it was huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we got that sorted, and we're great friends again, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He talks very highly of you.
Yeah, I'll talk highly of him. He's great.
He's one of the nicest guys in the world as well.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate what happened. I'd probably, if that didn't happen, I don't think I would have left the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why would you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why all kinds of stuff happens with bands. So I mean, because I think that people that are watching this are kind of more along the lines of the musician folks. But if you're not a musician, you don't realize that how much a band is like a marriage.
Yeah, for sure.
It has the same responsibilities.
Yeah.
You don't get to take a day off. You don't get to, I mean, in some cases now it gets people to sub in and stuff, but bands are really like a marriage. It is. You have a commitment, you have a responsibility, and you don't just have one wife or husband, but you got 4, and your commitment is to all of them, and everything. You notice that everything that you do really affects everybody else. So stuff can happen, You remember, you got to realize 50% of the world gets divorced right now. Yeah. So for your band to make it 18 years, heck yeah. That's longer than.
I think the only one that switched, well, when we had Kyle alone as a guitar player, and then McCourt came back.
Yeah. And
that was cool, and that we did habeas corpus with him.
Okay.
And cryptozoology. And then we got Mike, on crypto, and so it's 3 members original. That was really cool.
Torak? That's Torak? Okay. The original was Sen and Torak, right?
Sen was, I don't think he recorded with him. He left early and started Vile.
Yeah.
So I don't.
And they were great friends. They went and played together and stuff. Bill was telling me that.
Yeah.
Sen's just crazy.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's so good a guitar player.
But he's not on any of. He might be on one of the demos.
Yeah.
But he didn't make it to the albums.
So who was with Torak then when they first started? Then when they first started recording?
Who was in the band?
Yeah. Who was the other guitar player?
Kyle Skoquist.
No, prior to Kyle.
When Mike came back, it was Kyle.
Oh, and that's when he come back, but when he was originally.
Oh.
Because I'm thinking back to Rise of the Mutants. I'm thinking, you know what I mean?
It was Sen, and then Mike did it alone for a long time.
He did it alone? Okay. When did Brad come in?
Brad came in during Wake Up Screaming.
Okay. All right.
Oh, no, I keep saying that. No, it won't die. It won't die for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Wow. That's crazy.
I don't know why I keep saying that album. I just got the new it's the original cover, but got that at the last show they played.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, I always liked that cover.
I love how Bill puts the merch out at their shows. You just never know what you're gonna see.
Right.
It's like, does he just have boxes of this stuff at home, or you know?
No, it was cool. I mean, when I first joined the band, it was, after I auditioned,
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think? Because I learned, they had me learn 3 songs.
Okay.
Viva Santo, I Think It Won't Die, Undead Things, which I love. That was always a favorite of mine to play.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave me the green light to make it your own, like, oh, great.
Okay.
And I did.
And so you're still being critiqued at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did it, and they waited till afterward to tell me. Which, it was great.
Yeah. And so they tell you you're in the
Well,
band.
I get a call that's like way early on a Sunday morning, and the phone rings in my bedroom, and hello? And he tells me, so, would you like to be an Impaler? Oh, that'd be great, sure. And hang up the phone. I'm exhausted and fuzzy,
Yeah.
Hang up the phone and woohoo! Yeah.
Wow.
It hit me like a brick after I hung up the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, your goal is to get healthy. Do you got to go through
I've done
rehab?
I've done cardio rehab.
Okay.
The hand rehab I got to figure out too.
Yeah.
They want to sign me up on it, but I'm doing so many appointments right now. It's impossible to keep up.
Backstage Community Forum. Make sure you like and subscribe, and leave a comment for Tom because he'll read them. I'll send them to him.
Yeah.
So from beating on pots and pans in the basement or in the small house into
5 years later, we were in a huge house. So
So was the drums the reason that they got the huge house?
I gotta say, well, it's when you ask for the gear.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'll tell you the story of the start.
Okay, so we're on pots. Okay, let me do a quick recap then. You come to Minnesota from small town Illinois.
Yep.
Or you go to Iowa for a short while. You hook up with the Slipknot.
I just tried things out. I put auditions in and went home.
Okay. You didn't hook up with the Slipknot guys?
No, that's Des Moines. This was Iowa City.
That was Decker. Decker brought them over here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then, okay, so you came up here immediately. You're in Acheron, which is, how long are you guys practicing before you guys start doing shows? It couldn't have been long. It couldn't have been long at all.
No, I mean, we gelled pretty quick. Wade had some stuff that he wrote. He just needed a drummer. And then we found other guys to do the recording. Actually, there was lineup issues that we had to get sorted before we could make the first album.
Okay.
So once we had that, everything was golden.
So you didn't play out until you had the album out?
Oh, we played out.
That's what I was saying, because I remember
a couple shows at Fernando's, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
One with Bent Vengeance.
Yeah.
That's when I first got the Ludwig kit.
Okay. Which we're going to get into.
Get to.
And then you did the Unholy for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bill came a calling after, or no, you did one
Bill
more with your, one with your
that
brother.
Was later. This was Impaler.
Okay. So then Bill came calling for Impaler, and you did that for 18 years. And amongst that, you did
that was
Crepitus with your brother and
Hex Vorticies.
Still, and Tim Penny. You played with Tim
Lead Penny, which was 14 years. That was just playing in southern Minnesota there.
Yeah.
Waseca.
Okay.
That's where Tim was from. So he played the bar there a lot.
Good stand-up guy. And then you're still an Impaler.
Yep.
You get with the Eldergaad guys.
Yep.
And you do Eldergaad, which has face paint that's annoying as heck.
It's really hot.
In Impaler, you develop a form of makeup that works for you. And,
Impaler, yeah.
You develop the bullet hole, which another band took over, apparently.
Yeah.
And then you hook up with Hex, and then you get Matt. And then now we're here where we're at with Thor and Domidium, and then
Gallowglass Scourge.
We did not talk about that band much.
Okay.
So let's get into that real quick before. And so, but have I summarized pretty good?
You did.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Listening. Yes, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. So Gallowglass Scourge ended
How
up
do you
being
spell that? Is
GALLOWGLASS. One word.
Okay.
Scourge.
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 Okay. Yeah. Gallowglass Scourge.
Two words, yep.
Okay. Right on. I don't know what that means, but it's okay.
Well, it's like an army that was united from different countries that was against things. And I picked it because, Hamilton he's of Scottish descent. I'm of English.
Okay.
But we are united, It's kind of like a metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how, I like that name. And I looked, and there's like this band like the Chieftains called Gallowglass. But they used the one S, and no, I got to add the word to it. And I'm thinking, what's metal? Scourge. Yeah.
And that's a different style than Hex
totally
or
different.
from
Yeah.
Domidium.
It's
Oh, do you give the Domidium story name again?
Oh.
Yeah, do that again.
It's a planet in the it's an exoplanet in the Pegasus galaxy, and it's massive. Like the Earth to that, it's tiny.
Yeah, but didn't you change the spelling of it?
I changed the spelling because it was Domidium.
Yeah.
Not metal enough.
That's
so
right.
I've changed it to O.
Yeah.
And now it's unique.
Oh!
And now it's uniquely. People will ask what it is. I watch too much, Science Channel.
Yeah.
Because Hex Vortices, there was a show I was watching with this tower in England that was literally destroyed by 6 different vortices.
Okay.
And wow, that's pretty cool. And then they showed out of strange coincidence, they showed a storm on Saturn.
Okay.
Which it's a stop sign pointed storm on the north. It's like if that was on the Earth, it would obliterate.
It would be wiped out.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So I thought, well, that's also metal as fuck. So that was the Hexagon Vortex.
Okay.
And I love that sound, beefy. And so I changed it to Hex Vortices.
Okay.
And then, that's
cool.
I got it.
And so, right on.
Yeah.
So, and recording plans coming up after you get better?
I was hoping I could have got Domidium's new album recorded by now. We were still working hard on it, and then this happened. So but I did get Gallowglass' second album, drum tracks done.
Okay.
So that's being underway.
Okay.
I think Alan's working on the bass for it now.
Okay.
So
right. And that's just a trio, right?
Well, we have Jaden Adair to do vocals.
Okay, that's right. So the trio plus the vocalist is
the original album was just me and Matt. There's no one else on that album.
Wow.
And it was there was stuff.
Does Matt sing too?
Yeah, he's the vocalist on the first album.
Oh, he is. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So he's multi-talented.
Yeah.
God.
Dude can play all the orchestra he adds. He does all of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And he writes incredible songs, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Prolific. And he's got a diverse writing style too. It's very prolific. You can listen. I mean, you listen to the Domidium album, and it's a different freaking band every song, just about.
Domidium is everyone's firing. It's great.
Yeah.
Nobody's writing other parts.
Yeah.
It's like something's brought in, and we, whoever wrote it. And then we work on it, and now it's a Domidium song.
Nice. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. So everybody writes on that. As far as riffs, obviously that would be Matt and Brian, but they don't sound like the songs when we're done.
Yeah.
Which is great because, to have that kind of personality in the band.
Yeah. And actually to have some input, into your own music that's coming out instead of having it laid out for you. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's definitely nice. So, and that's where we're at today.
Yeah. Gallowglass Scourge is a melodic death metal project that I listened to, hanging out with Matt one time, and he played some songs that did not go well with his other bands.
Okay.
So thank you for that. And I'm listening to him like, dude, these are great. Why don't you use these? They didn't fit what we were doing at the time. That was still first album was still Hex Vortices.
Okay.
But we're working on it. Like, he's playing, well, I got this one and this one, all these songs. Like, these are great, and I'll work on it. I'll write my parts, and I did most of the lyrics. It's going through a dark spell at that time, so it's a really dark album lyrically. But I think, well, that's part of the genre too,
Yeah.
But I was just blown away by what he wrote, and like, we got to use these. That's how it happened.
All right. So, and you said that band is. What'd you say? Death metal, melodic?
Melodic death metal. Yeah.
Melodic death metal. Okay. Well, cool. I look forward to hearing that. And there is something already out on that?
Yeah, we did an album called Silence.
Silence.
Yeah.
Is there noise on it?
Yeah. It's about 50 minutes.
Because you can see like Buzz Aldrin, from the Melvins doing an album called Silence, and it's just nothing on it.
Blank.
I think they have that song Earth where it's just like one note or something.
Right.
Well, that's cool. All right. So one of my favorite parts. Before we go into that, where can people contact you if they want to find you? You got a Domidium webpage. Do you have a?
We have a Domidium Facebook.
Okay.
Which I hope people check out because I'm very proud of the band. Yeah. Gallowglass has one too.
Okay.
Gallowglass Scourge, or you can go if you want me directly. Tom Croxton. It's under my name.
Soon to be Tom the Lionheart.
Tom the Lionheart. Yeah.
Are you gonna put it up there? Are you gonna do it? I would be so proud if you did. You'd make me really happy.
Really? Okay.
Yes. And if anybody says why, just say, well, hey, a descendant from William the Conqueror, also descended from the Vikings, Richard Warren of the Mayflower, and descended from Chief White Crane of the Ojibwe tribe, said, I am now Lionheart. And it's seconded by your peers of Jeff Pearson and Josh Kellerman. So, yeah, that would be amazing. So, so it is Tom Croxton. It's all through Facebook then?
It's all Facebook, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So one of my favorite parts I love hearing about is, I was telling Tom about this during the break, I like hearing about what people use for instruments and how it evolves. And so do you need cues on this story, or you just can kind of fill it in? All right. So I'm probably just going to smile a lot and say, oh, really? But yeah, what is your equipment world been since pots and pans at age 2?
Well, my first kit was because my Aunt Mabel did not like my cousin playing it. So she goes, get rid of this. We had a huge house, and there it was. But my parents they were at a yard sale, and they found this cool hollow body guitar and amp. And I started doing that.
Oh, you started playing guitar?
It's literally the Van Halen story.
Okay.
My brother Rich was on the drums.
Really?
And like, this isn't working for me, and he thought the same. We switched, like, there you go. So yeah, truly the Van Halen story. And that was a George Adams jazz kit, 5-piece red sparkle, beat up. It was very beat up.
Yeah. Any bottom heads on it, or was it the kind that
they've had bottom heads? But I mean, ones when you go, yeah, we got gear at the nightclub, and you get there like. But I've worked on it, tried to make it sound good.
Yeah.
The hi-hat had no spring nor pedal. So it was literally hanging out the side, and I'd have to have it upside down so I could play it.
Oh God.
Yeah. We're obviously upgraded from that.
Yeah. Do you have any symbols with it at that time?
I did. They had no names on it, and they were bent.
Okay, so they like the Pi 10 stuff.
They could have been old hubcaps. I don't know. Yeah, and it was.
And that was gifted to you.
Yeah. So the second kit.
So Aunt Mabel is responsible for why we're sitting here talking right now.
Yeah, and her dismay for my cousin's drums. Yeah, and so I got, played it. We went through like my poor parents, but we were in a big house at this point. It used to be an old hotel.
Oh, really?
So they could be downstairs and we could be up in the jam room way apart.
Really?
So they didn't care so much. If they were in the kitchen, that was below us. That was not good.
Okay.
So, they had to sit. We're self-taught musicians.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me and my brother. So they had to endure our learning. And, you're the worst teacher you can be because you don't know what you're doing. So to this day, I have a death grip on my sticks, and you're not supposed to do that.
Okay.
I can't change it at this point. It's
the
way it is. So my body absorbs the impact of hitting everything.
Really?
Yeah, it's supposed to just, your fingers
are supposed to be loose. Yeah.
Not me.
Really?
And
still to this day, huh? Just the grasp.
It's full on heavy thunder.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. My band doesn't so much. Plus, I mic my kick drums at the studio.
Oh, God. So, all right. So, after Aunt Mabel's kit.
For a while, I had, there was 2 drum kits put together. I don't know what they were. They were like, just cheap things. But
the Japanese special from
who
Sears
knows?
catalog.
Who knows? One was yellow, one was blue. And the guy that sold it to me put like salad basket weave contact paper over them all. So it looked like basket weaved drums.
Oh.
I had that for a while and had that up until even with Acheron when I first moved here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that shitty kit. Wow. Double bass. It was 2 rack toms up there. I had rototoms.
Okay.
And 2 floor drums. It was awful. I got up here and, Acheron worked out. I took all the contact paper off and put, spray painted it silver. Yeah. And did that for a while. And then I got the Ludwig kit. I didn't drive for months because I couldn't. I took all the money I had at the time.
Yeah.
And bought a Ludwig drum kit.
Where'd you get it?
It was built in Chicago, custom built.
Really?
Yeah. It was like
you go through Ludwig to buy it then?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Wow.
And then they delivered it to Water Music in Stillwater.
Okay.
And
that was, and what was that? What was that all about?
It's like what Bobby Blotzer had in Rat.
Okay.
You see the the old video. Round and Round, yeah.
Yep.
It's the same kit. It's red, except mine was big.
Okay.
So it was the same color. Red's my favorite color. That's been a theme through the years. Except, spray painting the basket thing silver. So yeah, I had that kit for a long time, even with Impaler. I have pyro mishap, set one of the bass drums on fire. I had to switch it around so the burn didn't show. That was heartbreaking.
Oh my God.
But that was a beautiful kit. I had that for a long time. Cymbal wise, I used Peisty a lot then.
Okay.
And I had a Peisty Rude ride cymbal, which was amazing.
Yeah.
That's that metal church sound,
Okay. Yep.
I love that sound.
You do Chinas at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the Peisty China on that one.
Yeah. 16? 14?
It's probably a 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of sticks do you you a 5B guy?
I'm a 2B guy.
You're a 2B guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you absorb 2B.
Absorb
Jesus.
it. I got one of my sticks here. Rhonda, in that pocket right there. Grab me. Well, that Impaler one, sure. So
we'd like to thank our lovely assistant Rhonda here.
Yeah, thank you.
Say hi to the fans.
So these are my sticks. This was when I was in Impaler custom sticks with my signature.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Impaler Pro Marks. Oh, Pro Marks.
Yeah, Pro Mark.
You go nylon tip, eh?
Yeah.
2B nylon tip.
Yep.
That's crazy. The combination of the two.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So I got.
So you get a little bit more tang out of this than.
They can take abuse.
Okay, I got it. I wonder if you're going to be able to see this. So the signature series. Now you got to change it.
Yeah.
Now you got to put the Lionheart in there.
Right. So nowadays, the sticks I have Thor and Hex Vortices on it.
Okay.
And they're red because
yeah,
like I said, red.
And you go with Pro Mark on everything.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. I used to use Vic Firth, but I shatter them.
Oh, would you really?
Same with like Zildjian symbols. They sound great, but I break them.
Oh, I gotcha. They make the Pro Marks out of a different wood, though, don't they? Isn't there?
Oh, that's
the hickory or something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But I love them. They can take it.
When did you move to that style, or have you always played on the 2Bs?
I always liked the Billy Club.
The big fix, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. And what about bass pedal?
That early on that was junk. The Ludwig had one itself. I used that for a while.
The Ludwig pedal, yeah.
And then
with the cloth strap or the leather strap.
Then I bought the Drum Workshop ones.
Okay. That was a double bass pedal, right?
There was two
pedals, yeah.
And I kept breaking the plate. Like at shows, the hinge.
Yeah.
Where the foot
that
pedal
holds it onto the
hits
bass
the
drum?
heel plate.
Yeah.
I would break that, and then it's like loose.
You
Nightmarish.
Get a welder to come with you.
Yeah, I put different screws in it. It just kept breaking, so I got rid of those.
Yeah.
And Iron Cobra is what I use now.
Okay.
For the kit after that, I got an endorsement, and it was a Predator kit.
Oh, okay.
From Huntington Beach, California, and it was massive.
Yeah.
6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Double kick, snare.
Okay, hold on.
Gigantic.
So you started at 8?
What?
You go 8, 10?
6 was the smallest.
6?
Yeah.
Were they deep or were they just normal
They were
size?
concert, or not concert. They were mounted double skin.
So you got 6, 8, 10,
12,
12, 13,
14,
and then
15, and 16 on the floor. And then double bass, 24-inch bass drums.
oh jeez, you didn't get a 18-inch tom or floor tom with that?
Maybe it was, I don't know.
Because the 18 usually with the 24-inch kick you get the 18-inch tom. So I'm wondering if it wasn't 16, 18.
16, 18, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And what was the brand?
Ludwig.
Okay. And you're endorsed?
Oh, that was a Predator. I'm sorry, Predator.
Yeah. And Predator is where they are.
It's from Huntington Beach, California.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Who was it? What band were you in when you got endorsed?
Impaler.
Impaler.
I used that. I drug that around the country many, many times.
Okay.
It was covered when I sold it to an Impaler fan.
Oh, really?
When I was getting my Pearl kit.
Okay.
And it was covered in like fake blood and gunpowder. And,
as it should be.
Yeah. It was a mess. Like, oh, sorry, dude. But he loved it. And
that's the thing. Yeah, you're not going to want it to be in perfect shape because you're going to want it to have the history on it.
Yeah.
You know?
So I had the price I was going to give to him, and he goes, "What albums did you record on this?" And okay, well, went through the list, and he gave me double just because of the history.
Really, that's super cool.
Yeah, and it's set up in a like a display in a barn somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, in Wisconsin, I think.
Not Comstock.
No, not Comstock. Funny thing about her, just quick.
Yeah. So we're going back to 90. We'll go back to
93, 92
with Olivia and Comstock, where Tom used to do.
Reconnected with her.
Really?
Yeah, she was a airline stewardess for a while.
Really? Okay.
And just I saw the name like that, can't be her, and I, sent a message, and sure enough, it was her.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. She must have been the coolest. Well, she probably didn't have many kids that she went to school with because it's a small town, but yeah. She must have been the coolest kid, though.
Olivia was cool, yeah.
Yeah.
She looks the same. That's crazy.
Yeah.
She hasn't aged.
Yeah. There's a few people that are looking like that. I'm not one of them.
All those rutabagas out there.
Yeah.
Because when we did that, there was a rutabaga fest.
That was the time during Rutabaga Fest?
Yeah, when we did the first one, like, Rutabaga Fest, really? In town, and like we called ours Rutabagalooza.
But yeah, so you got so the promo, and so how did you get the sticks with your name and Impaler on them and stuff like that?
Billy Voigt at Capitol Guitars, out of all places, got me hooked up with Dario.
Really?
Yeah, and they I was able to customize and they sent me a big box of sticks. It was awesome.
No, that's super awesome. Yeah.
So cool. Thanks, Billy.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, Capitol Guitars, they did that Krampus thing that we weren't able to go to that as much as we wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting old, sicknesses happen, you know. What do you use for so you say that you're a pasty guy for as far as
nowadays it's Sabian.
Oh, okay. All right.
I use Sabian.
Kind of the modern day pasty. A little bit.
The Zildjian and Sabian were brothers.
Okay.
And they hated each other, so one's American, one's Canadian.
Oh, okay.
And I break the Zildjian, and the Sabians stand up.
They sound good, too.
But that's the same alloy, they have the family secret.
Okay.
Because it's Sabian Zildjian and Avidus Zildjian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so that's what you use for your cymbals. What do you use for heads? What do you...
I like the Aquarian.
Oh,
Focus
really?
X.
Okay.
Yeah. Remo's never been disappointing.
Okay.
I have an Aquarian high energy head on my snare.
Isn't that super thick?
It is. It's a Kevlar head.
Yeah.
The attack of that drum. That's a Vinnie Paul signature, the one.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one, the Pearl.
Okay.
Where it's rattlesnake head.
Nice.
Or rattlesnake wrap with spike lugs around it.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that drum.
So you got those thick heads. You got the two Bs that you're hitting them with. You follow it up with Sabians. And, And what is the kit that you have right now?
I have a Pearl kit now, and it's a Burgundy Sparkle. That's
nice. Is that the one that you had over when I went over and interviewed last time? So we can see. That was right behind us at that time. Nice. Yeah.
And I love that kit. It sounds so great.
God. Well, no wonder you got such thunder when you play. You know what I mean? It's Jesus. That's like warfare drums. It's like
I ain't
pull these through Normandy.
I'm not here to make white boys dance.
Yeah, well, that's awesome, man. I know how you sound when you play and stuff like that. Now it's putting it all together for me. So I like that. I like that a lot. That's why, because Impaler's music was slightly less thundery before you were in the band. They were more a little more punky. Like you were saying.
So nowadays they kind of reverted back. It's like
well, that's Bill's kind of thing.
Yeah,
too.
I know.
I mean, he's the Iggy Pop.
I got to hand it to Bill because when me and Kyle were writing stuff together, it was thrashy and we didn't know how he'd take it. And what do you think of this song? And he goes, first one, well, I don't want to be an Exodus.
No.
And just one day he came in and goes, play that song again. And we played it and he wrote lyrics to it. And I think that's his phenomenal work. The lyrics he wrote during that time, top notch.
Really?
Yeah, we had a song called "The Mothman Cometh" about the Mothman.
Okay, yeah.
The lyrics he wrote was just, oh my God, it's amazing.
Really?
The weird thing of that song is that's when my mother passed, and I have no recollection of going into the studio and recording it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like
you're an autopilot.
Autopilot.
Yeah.
I've just heard it. I played it. It's on the album. I love the song, but I don't remember recording it.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great. But you're a drummer. You get through. You go through. Yeah. Yeah.
Persevere. Yeah.
Well, I think that we're at a good stopping point. You think so?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, Tom, thank you for taking the time and talking to me and to us.
Yeah.
And people can reach out on Facebook to Domidium. Domidium. Or Tom Croxton. Or also God, I'm not going to get that. I want to say Gorglass.
Gallowglass Scourge.
Yes. Gallowglass Scourge.
Yeah.
So you need to come up with like a 3-letter name for me.
Bob.
I'd probably get that one wrong. It's like, when you were in Robert.
It's a palindrome.
So it's a palindrome. Okay, I'm getting punchy now. But I really appreciate you updating us. And, a lot of people... we've been worried about you, with you have triple or quadruple bypass surgery.
Yeah.
And it's good to sit and talk with you and get kind of the rundown of what's up with you. I feel a lot better.
Oh, good.
I
appreciate
I know you probably feel just as crappy as you did when I walked in the door, but
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Have my rough days, but.
Well, Tom, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, and I know that everybody else appreciates it as well. Godspeed on your recovery. We're all rooting for you. And yes, you are now Tom the Lionheart Croxton, and use that as you wish. It's bestowed upon you by your peers. So
royal.
Yeah, a little bit of royalty there. I don't know, kind of. In royalty terms, it'd be like, not Bill Clinton, but his brother. Yeah. Not Jimmy Carter, but Billy.
I got a sword. Do you want to dub me?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd trust me on that, but yeah. So we really appreciate the time, and thank you once again. And it's great to see you back and on the mend.
Thank you.
So this is Backstage Community Forum. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment on this. Oh yeah, and you can hit that bell icon. So if you hit the bell, it'll let you know when we put out videos. So you got all that going on. So thank you for watching. For me, Scott H. and Tom the Lionheart Croxton.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
Slot here. Their bassist is out of town or something, couldn't make it back, so we're taking their spot for them. We are Acheron. Do you like what you hear? Hell yeah! Then take it home with you. You guys are crazy! How y'all do tonight? Some serious power metal going down out here. Glad to see all these young people in here. You fucking people make the show. Without